The second that you have that, you now have to think of all the people. And it's a very simple calculus for me. If I have a tool and I'm doing this with it, if I give that tool to you, what might you do with it? What damage might you do with it? A hammer can build a house, but I'll tear it apart. Same exact principle with flock, particularly with that. And I'm a huge Fourth Amendment guy. I'm a 4A guy. Your home is truly your castle. You have curtilage rights. You have all these things that go with that. And flock can be very pervasive. It can reach out and grab information that you may not feel comfortable with. And it's designed to specifically do it when you have actionable cause, to put a license plate in there and start tracking about where it's going. But because you can put a license plate in there and start tracking it where it's going, anyone with that level of... Now, there are lots of safeguards, lots of things that go along with that, where it will eventually be tracked, and if there's abuse, they'll find it. But regardless, in the investigative process, you're innocent until proven guilty, but that evidence still exists. Some innocent person who was under investigation for whatever reason and was later cleared, that information is still there until it disappears. And then you have this hemorrhage of information out into the public space because someone hacked the flock system. And now you have innocent people whose information and their whereabouts is now out into the open.
Well,
that's a problem.
It always bothers me. Everything's hackable. And just because the current version of the software and the tool is, we think, under control and doing what it's supposed to be doing most of the time, I'm not comfortable with that 5 years down the road from now, or 10 years down the road from now. So that's kind of like, my concern is not, is it okay today? Is, if it changes ownership, or if someone hacks into the database and they want to do some different things with it. I mean, that's really what concerns me the most.
So the other thing that concerns me about flock, and it does make me feel really good, and I do, like I said, your entire world perception about that level of capability to track people down and to get to a positive resolution is impacted dramatically when it works for you, when a kid is found just like that.
Yeah,
that changes that one justification makes you, the emotional reaction that is, we need this.
Yeah, we got to do it all the time.
The problem is that emotional reaction is not, it's a very slippery slope. If you have surveillance, 24/7, 365 surveillance over the general populace, there's a statistic, and I'm going to misquote it, but in every single citizen in the United States is breaking a law, and I can't remember how many times a day they're breaking laws that they don't even know exist.
Oh, when I'm driving, I break a lot of laws.
Well, we know you know those laws.
That's called an admission, Travis.
You know those laws, Travis. But the issue is, where do you start the prosecution, right? So you're now being caught breaking laws you didn't even know existed. We also know that just because you didn't know the laws existed doesn't mean you're immune from the laws and the consequences of those laws.
Right.
It's a slippery slope. And that's not an anecdotal conversation. It actually is happening every day. So I don't like people's information being hemorrhaged at all. I don't like it living out in the public space on the AWS servers. It makes me uncomfortable. A commercial entity, a publicly traded company owns, or houses at least, the data inside of a police system designed to hunt crime.
See, and I thought when Noah was here, he said that it was located on the premises, like we had the hard drives and everything. Like I thought it was here, so I didn't realize it was AWS. Well, I guess county could be different than city.
Possibly. So but the hack came out of AWS servers, or that's what I read.
Gotcha.
So,
and AWS controls a lot of things. Everybody knows that from a few months ago when AWS went down and like half the world couldn't function anymore.
And is that what you said was on 14? Were they talking about?
They were talking about on Flock. No. What on 14 News Today talked about them catching a robber of some sort.
Yeah, they caught a robber, and that happens. That happens all the time. The thing that we need to remember also, AWS, Microsoft Server Stacks, those are 9 nines of security. They are short of military grade security. They are some of the most secure sites and data systems the world's ever seen. That's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. The problem is when you have things off premises like that, it creates the opportunity for a hackable environment. Now, I don't know how Flock got hacked, and I'm going to try and figure that out because I'm curious. Like I said, I have long said Flock's a good thing because it helps us fight crime, helps us find criminals fast, helps us find kids fast, helps us find seniors that have
Like silver alerts or something?
Correct.
That kind of thing?
Yeah. It helps us in a lot of ways, helps us solve crime. But when you start recording data at that level, and it can instantaneously start searching across geographies, that's a very powerful tool. So we need to look at, if there's that much power for good, what can that same power do that we don't want it to?
Well, there's multiple intelligence agencies, including, I just watched, there's 2 different podcasts. I think one of the guys' name is Gavin DeBecker. I forgot which podcast he was on. And then the lady that I think is the president of Signal. And both of them have effectively said there is no unhackable way. I mean, no phone that you can buy can keep the government from spying on you. If it wants to spy on you, if it needs to spy on you, it can and will do that. As soon as they release a new update, like a new Apple's supposed to be one of the most secure. As soon as they update that, they have thousands of people out there actively trying to hack it. And as soon as so it becomes, and it's, especially I think once AI becomes more helpful in that regard, I think it's just going to get nearly impossible.
And you have to remember, it's not necessarily the device itself that's getting hacked, and it's not necessarily the storage system that's getting hacked. It's the in-between space.
Sure, yeah.
It's the communication path to and from.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of times the easiest way to hack is for somebody like to have a tainted thumb drive and walk into their place of business, and like they're completely bypassing all the fire. They're bypassing everything that's supposed to keep it secure, and they plug something in, and then it's just, it's done for. I mean, those kind of exploits are really the easiest way to try to get into places. Not that I've ever.
The fastest way to make a system vulnerable or make an environment vulnerable is presence. You show up. You get inside.
Put a human in.
Yeah. Honestly, you get past security.
Yeah.
You gain access to the premises. That's the fastest way to make something insecure. And that is just a known fact. That's just the way it works. So the second someone breaches premises, they're going to find a way in. They can literally physically plug something in and start reaping data. But that said, catching the data packets from this device to the cloud or to across the air to the data centers, that's where a lot of information can be harvested. It's not necessarily this. We saw this, how hard this was. When we had, if you remember, in California, we had that horrible mass shooting attack, and they had iPhones, and Apple said, we're not giving it up. And they didn't. It took them finding someone who could hack this independently. It took a long time for them to get that information. And they have fixed that problem. So it's going to take a long time again to get that information. It's not the device.
It's the transfer of data. Like
it's the transfer of data.
Like your Wi-Fi. Like if I could somehow get into your video doorbell, then use that to jump onto your network, and then from there connect to your devices from your network. Correct. Like things like that. Right. Those are the potential issues.
That's exactly the issue. And it's never the device for the most part. The devices are hard to get into. The data transfer, the over-the-air stuff, much easier. So I think, like I said, I think that Flock has a capacity for enormous benefit, but we need to start wrapping some very real guardrails around that. I don't like data being hemorrhaged. I don't like feeling exposed myself. I want to have very real guardrails with very real consequences for going over them. And that would make you feel more comfortable. That would certainly make me feel more comfortable, justifying the use of Flock. I'm sure it would make everyone that's involved in it more comfortable. I don't want anyone spying on me. I am the most independent person that you'll probably meet. Government needs to be small and not bigger. They have no business in my personal life. They don't need to harvest information from anything I don't want to give them. Period. They have way too much access to me now. Flock gives them more access. Now they're able to run around and figure it out. Although, once they know this, we can track people when required. And that is a very good thing sometimes, a very bad thing sometimes.
So I said, from one version of Flock, or Flock is one type of surveillance device, and I'm sure there's other competitors that are trying to come up through the ranks.
Sure.
And we did have this conversation with Noah, and I brought it up. I could fully. I'm not saying that I do or I don't, but I could fully trust Noah Robinson and the decisions that he makes, and what systems that he wants to put into place or whatever. Right. As soon as he's unelected or his term limit is up, you never know that next person that comes through the line. And I guess I've been trying to get an attorney to sit down and talk about this, but I don't think there is a very good check and balance process to assure the people of exactly what you just said being the case. Each and every time we get a new upgrade or a new software or a new sheriff or a new whoever that makes the decision, then are we going to vet? Are they able to just change because they have the budget and they can whatever? I mean, I don't know of the process that happens through legally through the channels of government in our county and city.
Are you talking strictly vendor selection, type of technology selection, or are you talking policies around?
Well, yeah, I mean, every software, I'm assuming every software will have more layers that you can use. You can check a box and get a little bit more,
Sure.
get a little bit more, get a little bit more.
As the technology progresses,
right.
You're getting more and more capability.
More and more for
100%.
cheaper and cheaper. So, like, again, I would love for whoever is the definitive person in the city or in the county, the surrounding area, that we can have a regular conversation on and said, what can and can't this thing do? What are we agreeing with? What are we assuming when we go out in the public that we're giving? What data are we giving? I'm afraid I've been censored by local government already. What if they can get access to my license plate, and now they're tracking me from place to place? And I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm not paranoid here, but you're opening up that Pandora's box, as it were, and allowing that, how are we going to use this thing?
There's two schools of thought on that. We're seeing this right now in the Iran war. Every reporter keeps asking Trump and all his subordinates, how long is it going to last? How much effort are you going to do? What are the troops playing? And they're like, we're not telling you any of this. We will not telegraph what we're going to do.
Right.
Same principle exists in law enforcement. We don't want you to know everything that we can do, or you'll circumvent it.
That's what I was thinking, probably.
And that's just the way that works. There's a level of knowledge that we owe the public, and the public should have. And as a member of law enforcement, I want people to know every right that they have. I want them to be duly informed of their rights so they're protected. I don't want to violate any of that. But there are tools that are deployed, investigative processes that are utilized, that if those were in the common space, that could potentially compromise the ability to stop crime or catch people doing bad things, to anyone from children to drug trafficking to any one of these things. It would impede the ability from law enforcement to do their job, or it could put law enforcement itself in harm's way, even more so than they already are. So that's the catch-22. We have a delicate balance that we have to maintain, and from the public perspective, and I get it. I don't want people spying on me. I don't want my information in the public space. I don't like it. I'm a very private individual when it comes to things like that. Although, since being in the public space more and more, I'm having to surrender that, right? So I've made peace with that years ago, knowing that people are going to know everything there is to know about me. Mm-hmm. But I get it. When you're a private citizen, you want your stuff to be private.
Well, it's a creeping tyranny, and
it is.
And it's been happening. I mean, we've had conversations. I don't know if it was last time we were on. You were on. We talked about the differences in our childhoods and what what we did. Leave the house first thing of the day. Not home until dark. Parents never didn't know where we were. Didn't have a cell phone tracking us down. Couldn't call us in the middle of the day to check on us. And in my opinion, I think that was actually with the president of Vincennes University on last week's podcast.
Yeah, I think it was.
We were talking about that, and he so he hit right on this. He's like, AI and tech, it's getting more. It's causing us to be more tunneled, and we don't have the creativity anymore. We don't have the critical thinking anymore. We don't have the I'm outside and it's raining and lightning, and now I'm stuck somewhere, so I got to get shelter down, hunker down. I mean, our kids don't have that experience anymore, and so to me, like, and it goes directly to the Patriot Act, which, in my opinion, was like the biggest theft of freedom that we've ever had in my lifetime. And now it's just a little bit more. I mean, we're less free every single day, and so I'm a little bit absolutist on this, and I probably. You and I don't have too many frictionless points right now. I'm not even say it's going to be frictionless, but there's definitely going to be some tension, because I think every step that we take is really a risk.
I think it's absolutely critical that we have people that continuously remind us what we're giving up. If everyone, because I am unduly influenced as a police officer or as a person who's seen the benefit of this type of technology, if we don't have someone constantly saying, but what about this? But what about the constant challenge? Why do you need this? How did this happen? Who agreed to it? Who's authorizing this? If we don't have that constant pushback, then the pendulum will swing way over here, and it needs to not go over there. Because as we know, absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. through the best of intentions, the worst consequences are achieved. That is not just for people in leadership. It's also for when we have goals, we want to forward those goals, and we see benefit to whatever it is we're doing, we'll just continue down the path until we meet resistance. Constantly. We want to put our hand on the hot stove until we feel it burn us. We need someone to say, hey, don't do that. Don't touch that. We need someone like that because we get tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And we like the results we're getting. We're getting rewarded for the results without taking the time to stop and say, but what about this? So we need those constant voices of challenge. That's incredibly, incredibly important. My red flags exist around people who say, you don't need to be talking about this. You don't need to ask these questions. You shouldn't be asking these questions. We got it. That's when I get upset. Where I'm on a cop night in my uniform, or if I'm at work and I'm help running the company, or whatever it is I'm doing, if someone comes up to me and says, hey, what about this? And I'd like to know about this. I give them the answer as best as I possibly can. If I don't have it, I find it. If someone ever tells me, you don't need to know about this, and you shouldn't even be asking, how dare you ask, how dare you question this authority, how dare you do it? The first thing I'm going to do is learn everything I can about that and the person who told me that. There's a huge red flag.
I don't know that anybody's been really raising these red flags in a public way. I mean, that's something the media should be doing rather than putting out a pro. I guess we should all adopt flock. Again, and it's a great story when you can catch a crime. It's like Minority Report and whatever. But I mean, how many people in Evansville and the surrounding counties really understand the technology that's in China? And they've got surveillance everywhere. They have facial recognition. They have eye recognition.
London.
It follows it.
England
your number and name is attached to these cameras, and you're on a social credit system. And again, I'm not saying we're going to end up there ever, or in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. What I'm saying is it goes right to the Real ID Act. Everybody always wondered why are you so anti-Real ID? So what's a federal ID? And it's attached to the system. So if I've said something on Facebook that offends some tyrant in Tennessee, and I go to Tennessee, it can recognize me through going from A to B.
We're seeing this happen in Britain right now.
Yeah, 100%.
We are seeing this happen. It started off as a very heavy surveillance state. And they still are. They have more cameras in London than anywhere else in the entire country combined. And that's an easy number, right? And this is well known. Now they are, if you don't say the right thing in public, if you offend the wrong person, they will show up out of nowhere and they will
put you in jail.
Put you in jail. There's article after article after article after article, and there are politicians now in place saying we've gone way too far. We need to pull back, and now they're in the minority. We need to be in a place where we never, ever, ever find a challenging voice to be in the minority. That's a problem. And that starts now when we have technologies in place. When Noah sits here and says, this is how this goes. And I am generally a proponent of everything he's saying because I'm in law enforcement. I see it. I see it exactly from his perspective. We need someone with a different perspective to say, but what about this? And he is a great leader in that way. He'll listen to that and he will accept those challenges and he'll come up with answers. Because if you're doing the right thing, you have nothing to hide. Period. That is the argument. Well, and you hear this all the time. Well, if you have nothing to fear, don't worry about being watched.
Yeah, Travis makes that one every once in a while.
Well, that's fair. But if a leader or a law enforcement agency or a government wants to put surveillance in and we want to ask questions about it, if they're doing the right thing, they have nothing to hide either. We can ask questions. That sword goes both ways. This is double-edged, and we should have the answers to the questions we're asking about our own lives. What are you tracking? Why do you want this? What does this help? How does this help solve crime or make the community better? You knowing that I go down to the 7-Eleven 10 times in a week. How does that help anything?
Well, this goes directly to absolute freedom of speech and what words they call danger words or bad words, and they can put into a system and trigger, saying one thing triggers you, puts you in a different group. And this is where I push back on Travis. I'm like, it's not about you feeling like you're going to say something or the government's going to get into your personal life and find something that you're ashamed of or whatever. I mean, you got to think of And I know he does. So this is just, I don't know if he's even making up the argument, but I'm like, I'm worried about your kids and your kids' kids. And right now, like, governments never unwind the clock. They never.
You see them repeal a lot of taxes.
They never repeal taxes.
No.
They never give you freedom back that have somehow just minutely eroded away. It never comes back. And you can look throughout history, and if someone can name one thing, I'd like to hear it. But like, just generally, you don't nothing from a Patriot. Donald Trump is now using stuff in the Patriot Act that I hate. Mm-hmm. That I hate with a capital H.
It's a tool.
It's a tool, and it got opened up under the quote unquote best of intentions, or was it, from the Patriot Act and 9/11? And it's, to me, it was just terrible at the time. There wasn't enough people arguing about it. What's Travis? There
was a meme I saw earlier today, and it was a plane flying towards the Twin Towers that. And Superman stops the plane. He goes, "Hey, I saved everybody," and then the towers still go down.
Yeah, I'm
not necessarily a conspiracy theorist on that. Well, maybe a little, but the meme itself was kind of funny, because I was like, he thought he saved from them hitting the towers, but they still went down.
So anyway, and I'm gonna maybe share this clip. And it has, I forgot which one it is. Tucker Carlson talking about the deadly cost of truth. And just having these conversations at some point in the future, once quote unquote the government or we've accepted it as a society, it would be, I'm going to be looked at as somebody that's talking against the government and whatever, when I'm just saying we're allowing this stuff to happen, and we could have stopped it 5-10 years ago.
This goes back to my very strong belief that we need smaller government. We have to shrink government out of our lives. At some point, we've gotten so used to, and a lot of times the government likes this, we've become so acclimated and used to the government solving our problems. We don't want to solve them ourselves. And that's a huge problem. We've given them far too much control and purview over our everyday lives, and that's unacceptable. We need to give it back. We need to shrink the government back. We need to force people to get off the intellectual slow ride through life and get them to a place where they're responsible for themselves, not the government responsible for them. They're not wards of the state, even no matter how much the state loves that. People are responsible for their own actions, and there's a huge freedom in that. The second we start pulling back government out of people's lives, it exerts freedom by the very nature of the vacuum that's created. And that's what we want. So I think leadership in Evansville, the right leadership in Evansville, will start pulling back government control, pulling back government in people's everyday lives.
Intervention.
I think there's so much government and so much overreach, even in the day-to-day in a city of Evansville size, that it will be shocking how fast money would be saved if we just started dialing things back. We don't need a government solution to every problem. We don't need people saying, well, the government needs to fix this. No, that's not what needs to happen. In the Greatest Generation, people fixed it. People got together and they worked with their neighbors. They worked with their communities. They created committees and they created action groups that went and did good works and had nothing to do with the city at all. They just did it because that's what you did. Churches came together. Civic organizations came together. That's how it operated. That's how it should go back to. Government was small by design. Being a congressman or senator was supposed to be a part-time gig. You're supposed to, the reason they have sessions is because you're supposed to work around spring and fall. You plant the crops and you harvest the crops.
Yeah.
That's what we used to do, and we have forgotten that. Now it's a full-time job. And I'm not knocking a full-time job, because there are things that need to be done now. We're bigger than we were. But we need to remember, stop creating problems that now only the government has a solution.
Well, I just sat down with a really intelligent group of people for breakfast here recently, and I think somebody in the group said to the effect, the government's really good at creating solutions for the problems they create, and it's basically a
cycle,
a cash machine, as it were. They're just basically
it's a cash flow mechanism.
Yeah,
the problem with the cash, and I appreciate cash flow. I'm a business guy. I love cash flow, but the problem is when you create a problem or import a problem or identify a problem and then grow that problem, and you start generating cash through that problem. Let's assume for a moment, pick a problem, I don't care what it is. I'm working with you, Chad. You bring this problem to me. I say, oh, no problem. I've got a government solution for this. I'm going to stand up an organization within my government, and this government is now going to address just this problem until we get it fixed. I need 10 people in this problem to solve it. So now I'm funding 10 people. In 2 years, the problem is not fixed. I need one more person. 3 years, problem's not fixed. I need 3 more people. If I have 3 more people, I'll be able to solve this problem. 10 years from now, we still have the same problem, only now there's more people because it creates attraction to the problem. So not only is my organization 10 times bigger than it should be, but now I've got more problem because we've added more people to the problem. The problem keeps growing like a big glum and it never stops. But what it does do wonderfully well is generate cash flow. I'm pulling money out of a budget. I'm pulling money out of donations. I'm pulling money out of the community, either through taxation, donations, or whatever mechanism that exists to solve this problem that I really don't want to go away. Because now I've employed 100 people to solve this problem. It's a cash flow mechanism. When the government gets involved, there's no motivation whatsoever to solve the problem. The problem has to exist so that he can go get grants, so that he can go get cash to plug into the problem. Whether they say, well, we have an organization that has 100 people now, and this is taxable.
And if they don't spend the money, it disappears.
If they don't spend the money, it disappears. Well, great. The money can disappear. And you know where that money comes from? All of our back pockets. Let it disappear. Stop taking my money. That's the answer.
Well, in that same conversation, and if you can't or don't have personal experience with this or seen it with your own 2 eyes, I'll consider it a protected source says that there's cities all around us, from as far out as Louisville or even beyond, that actually ship their homeless people to Evansville because we have such a large apparatus that brings in homeless people from other areas and they put them into our system.
It is absolutely.
Is that something that you have experienced or you have firsthand experience in that?
It is no secret that every surrounding county imports people into Evansville. That is not a secret. There will be, you can watch it happen. All the counties drop them in here because we have resources that Jasper doesn't, Rockport doesn't, Warwick County doesn't, Mount Vernon doesn't. They have these people, they pick them up, they drop them off in Evansville.
Who's they?
A lot of times police will do it. Wow. I mean, it just is what it is. They drop them to where the resources are. If Newburgh does not have resources to handle these people, so these people get there, they get them dropped off in Evansville, and they go back.
You think most people in the city of Evansville know that?
I have no idea.
I didn't know it until yesterday.
I don't know that.
I consider myself fairly inquisitive and curious about such things. I find it strange that I just heard about this for the first time.
And pretty much every law enforcement officer can tell you the same thing. Anyone who deals with it, I mean, we see it all the time.
So if there's any local law enforcement watching this podcast, if you want to chime in and disagree, or if anyone has anything to push back on this, I'd love pushback.
Pushback is great.
It's just concerning to me because, we're losing the higher tax base people are moving out of the city and into the county or even out of the state or for moving for their job or whatever. And we're moving in people that are more reliant on the non-government organizations and the not-for-profits, and our taxes are, again, when you shut off the spigot when you know it's leaking, I don't understand how we're expected to have a balanced budget and have a thriving city if we're bringing in problems. And I'm not saying I don't have anything against homeless people. I have no person, I care. I don't want anyone to be homeless. At the same time, how can we expect the citizens of Evansville to fund that from counties that there doesn't seem to be a quota? I mean, how many people could they bring in? I heard that people were being shipped in from as far away as Louisville. And I don't know if that's true or not, but someone can come and say, no, that's absolutely not true. I'd love to see how long we're going to let this go on. I mean, what's the breaking point?
The problem that you have, and it has become more and more evident when you see the city budget increasing year over year. Affordable housing, homeless issues. and the mediocrity of the city getting further and further and further down the level of acceptability. We are being asked to subsidize problems that we're inheriting. They're being brought here. And that's not me saying something negative about displaced people. That's saying, how much can we afford? There's a limit to how much we can afford. We are already strapped with very high utility rates.
There's a limit to how much we afford. I think we're already past that.
Well, that's why we have debt. That's why the city has as much debt.
It needs to stop.
That's why the city has as much debt as they do. That's why we are. That's why we are constantly pushing the ball down the way. We are so focused on generating activity that generates cash flow that we have no results. If we actually started buttoning up these issues, if we started addressing what really are causing issues in our community, then we'd start saving money. If we addressed small business needs and how the infrastructure that we are operating and how we tear things up and without any type of...
Isn't that what EREP does?
Well, EREP is a little different. EREP is...
Don't go down that rabbit hole,
EREP's a little
Travis.
different.
Sorry, continue.
EREP's for
I had to.
big projects and this development and all those things.
But
I'm talking about city
development.
streets.
That's what. Never mind.
When you have city streets that are being torn up and the small businesses literally cannot get their
that
clients into their business to continue business, that's a problem.
Yeah.
When you shut down grease trap receiving stations and septic receiving stations with no viable alternative, just randomly do it because the infrastructure of that facility is deemed too expensive. Well, you just transferred all the expense to every single small business and every single customer in the city. That is a huge problem. That is a lack of foresight. We need to get back to a place where we're actually creating solutions that the taxpayers want to fund. Instead, we're doing things like having climate cooperatives and conversations about things that won't do a damn thing to make our city better or more affordable. What it will do is cause our utility rates, our energy rates to go up because we are putting in power generation that is limited. We need to get past that. We need to get past it into a reliable, sustainable solution. And I'm a top-down energy guy. I love every form of energy production that is clean, sustainable, inventive, and will serve the needs of the community at an affordable price. I love all of it. I have solar in my house. It's fascinating. We've talked about it. I think it's a stepping stone technology to the next best thing, which ultimately will probably be nuclear. I think if we had invested in that before we shut down our coal plants or transitioned to the gasification, which would have been fantastic, our rates would be drastically different than they are today. I think that we need to invest in a pilot program for deregulation in our area of the state. This is something I proposed to the governor. This is something I proposed to the Secretary of Energy. This is something I proposed to multiple lawmakers in the state. They are looking at it. You know, whether they action on that, that's another thing entirely. They should, because a deregulated pilot here would create consumer choice, which ultimately drives down cost. That's what we should be investing in. Forcing the consumers to invest in limited energy production technology that you know has a shelf life is the wrong choice just because it serves a particular political agenda. That is not acceptable. We need to get to the place where we're solutioning for long-term solutions, not creating activity for the sake of activity so that we get more grants, more cash, more dollars to feed the machine. We need to start looking long-term. We've talked a lot about finding solutions for these problems. The reason that we don't have them, the reason that it is starting to become not the affordable place we remember and we like to talk about and brag about, is because we're just short-term funding things like this. Shiny object. The fastest way to take a business out of business is to fall into the shiny object trap. Really good visionaries, really good business people become attached to an outcome and they like the idea of something and they lose sight of, we got to go over here to make money. We need to stay in our core lane of success. We just need to make this better and we get shiny object. Oh, but I could do this. What if we bought this? And it turns out 9 times out of 10, it fails. It's the rule of entrepreneurship. 1 in 100 ideas will work. Well, the city's acting like they're entrepreneurs. They're investing not their money, our money, on these things that do not work.
Never generate
1 in 100 ideas work. They're not using the law of business or a law of entrepreneurialism. We know this law. This is not This is not an accident. This is not some ideology that strictly lives in the business world. It just is a fact. They're spending money on these things and they're experimenting with our dollars. And it's costing us a ton of money to do it. And that's all the way from Centerpoint when Obama came through and said, I'm going to get rid of coal, energy's going to be expensive, we're going to gasification. He shuttered these plants, forced them into closing before we had reliable energy production to back that up. And there's already debt on those plants because in the beginning, he had told them they need to have scrubbers and clean air production, which I love. I love clean air. I love having an environmentally conscious approach to energy production. But then before we even paid for the scrubbers we put on the plants, he was shuttering the plants and converting them to gasification. And before they did that, before any of even the scrubber cost was accounted for and paid for and off the books, then he comes along and says, we're going to solar. And the solar boom started. And then we had Trump for 4 years, and then we wound up having Biden with the with the Inflation Reduction Act, which was just nothing but the Green New Deal. And that was a war on fossil fuels in general, which caused enormous costs to skyrocket. And that's why we are where we are today. We spent money on political agendas without having done the due diligence of shiny object syndrome. We're experimenting with taxpayer money because it doesn't cost the government anything. The government can always get more of it. That's why our taxes go up. And we are forced to foot the bill for government entrepreneurialism. And they do it the wrong way.
This is the exact conversation that we, as a united citizenry, not just Evansville, surrounding counties, Indiana, need to force these as political talking points, meaning these conversations need to be known by all taxpayers, and it's something our media is massively failing at. Government NGOs introduce ideas that will never make money.
That's not the design of them. They're not designed to make money.
Well, I mean, even if they said they were designed, I think they ship them to us, and we're supposed to expect that this new thing is going to bring tourism. It's going to drive this. It's going to drive. Let's just assume that their thinking is straight and it's an honest system. I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's what we're sold. Okay, that's what the masses are sold. Most of the masses don't understand business. They don't understand. You can't be distracted by the shiny objects. So the problem that you have is they create these things, and they might be pretty. I mean, look at the Ford Center. It's a nice place.
I don't think it's that much better than the Robert Staten.
Well, I mean,
I know Robert Staten needed a lot of work.
That's a nuanced conversation, and we could have that. It's down there. I like it. Okay, fine. The problem is it's a money drain. And then
it's a money drain because it's not being run responsibly. It's not being the people who are utilizing it are not being held accountable.
So you'll make the argument it can be ran better, and we can generate some revenue.
I would make the argument it could be run better. And here's a perfect example of that. UE pays nothing for the use of that facility.
The basketball team, you mean? Like where the basketball team plays?
Any of the basketball teams.
They just raised how much? How many? $100+ million, and they can't pay for the use of the Ford Center, a city-run, city-held.
Come right back to that. I just want to close the loop. Then the government NGOs hop to the next shiny object.
Oh, before
and the other thing is we're forced to take it.
But this goes to our earlier talking point of when you create a problem. Now they created a product, not just a problem, but they create a product to address the problem, and that they now hand it off. Now you, city government, are going to go run with all this green energy stuff. Now you've got a green energy collective, or whatever they call it, collective, that now is going to be responsible for doing an enormous amount of redundant work that's already being done. But Evansville gets to have one now. And they're going to track all of this information. It's already being tracked all over here. We talked about this in the last episode. We keep adding weight. Weight costs money. We are layering on cost every single one of these projects, these shiny objects that come along. And before we even prove out that the ROI on it sucks to begin with, we started the next version of it. And the next version after that. And so we have this stacked cost sitting there that the only people that are concerned about it is us. They're paying for it. The perfect working example of that is Centerpoint. It is a perfect working example. People say, why are my bills so expensive? It's really not hard. This is not hard. They make it hard because there aren't a bunch of nerds in a room like me sitting around saying, this is how this works. So in essence, We have all these layered costs where we haven't even paid for the initial stack scrubbers that cleaned the air as the gases and smoke leave the smokestack, creating energy. We're still paying on that. Then we have the gasification. Then on top of that, now we have all the solar and alternative energy stuff that's been cranked out. And now we're talking about pocket nuclear reactors on top of that. Then, incrementally, we are starting to see utility cost increases because natural gas is becoming more and more expensive as more and more of the world uses it. It used to be cheap. It's a byproduct of pulling oil up out of the ground. That's what all the flares out in the oil fields are, burning off, so we don't have problems. But now it's becoming more and more expensive because more and more people are using it because more and more people are forced down this path. This is a design. When you're uncomfortable, if I put my finger right here, this doesn't feel great. It doesn't hurt until I start applying just a little pressure, and then it moves me just like this. And I'm going to try and get away from that. When you have financial pressure applied to you, you're going to move away from what you don't like. And so this is designed to push you down a path to get you to a prescribed destination that you don't have any real control over unless you want to pay a lot of money for it. That is unacceptable to me. There's a much better path that they simply aren't walking down. A deregulated state, a deregulated pilot in our state would prove this out. There's multiple other states all across the country that have done this, and it proves it out every single time. Consumer choice always wins. We are operating a cronyism monopoly. It protects itself at all costs. People say, well, the IURC is getting paid on the side. No, they're not. They're not getting paid on the side. They're getting a salary, and they manage enormous amounts of utilities and all the telecom stuff. It all goes through them. And what's happening is they are caught in legislative guardrails that they have no choice. And I don't like the IURC. I don't like a regulated state. But they have no choice but to accept these approved increases because CenterPoint's doing everything correctly. I don't even hate CenterPoint. I get frustrated they have no challenge in the market. I love capital. I love a capitalistic model. This is not what this is. This is cronyism monopoly. They are allowed and incentivized to keep adding cost because they get paid on cost. They get 10% above cost. So the second they put very expensive solar panels in it, they know in 10 years will be dead, they get cost on that. The second that they do whatever the next boondoggle out there is going to be, they get cost on that. They get 10% profit on that cost. They are stacking as much cost as they can because they get paid more and more and more. It's incremental add to them. Cost them nothing. They don't care. They love that. And in this monopolistic system, they're allowed to do that and incentivized to do that because the people that are at the head of the table want to guide us in a prescribed way. They don't, to have very low energy costs sounds wonderful to all of us. But what happens when you have a lot of extra money laying around? There's a lot of freedom of choice. You can go off and buy a new car. You can go off and buy a new house. You can go off and do whatever you want to do. But ultimately, you're not sitting there thinking about your power bill anymore. You're not sitting there thinking about this and this and this. You can go off and do whatever you want, and that, or start a business, or grow your business. It reduces government control and expands your own. That is the opposite of what big government wants. They want as much control over the power that you consume, over the utilities that you pay, over the taxes that are collected, over where you live, over what you can afford. They want all of those things because ultimately a controlled environment is the perfect state for big government. They want to have all the solutions for all the problems that exist, and they want you to trust them that they're fixing it, even though they never go away. But ultimately, that's the exact opposite of what people like me and you want. We want smaller government, less interference, drive down costs, bring in capitalistic models, because capitalism disrupts. There's nothing that disrupts an economy faster in a positive way than competition. Bring in good competition.
It's also why health insurance exploded whenever the
exactly
Obamacare.
Yeah, 100%. And it did exactly what every economist globally thought it would do. It's going to drive insurance up because there's no challenge. Government runs every project the worst it can possibly rerun because there's no incentivization to make it better.
Guess who never loses money?
The government.
Insurance companies.
The government will never lose money because they always go get more.
Well, I was saying, they lose money like crazy, but then they go get more.
No. The government never loses money. They always have a perpetual revenue source, and that's us. They can always get more money.
Money printers are very open.
They don't care about losing money.
Annex more property, more taxpayers in.
Yeah, they don't care about losing dollars on this. They're experimenting. The government is entrepreneurial. Remember what I just said. If you want something to be run as terribly and as inefficiently as possible, have the government do it. Same thing with what we were just talking about. They're entrepreneurially experimenting with all of these things for whatever reasons. And they're doing it the absolute worst possible way. The most expensive, the least efficient, and taking the most time.
Can we even see like the dollars in this? Is there a way for us to currently like kind of see?
Which kind of dollars?
Just what all's being spent on what projects and stuff. Is there really a way for
you can
us as taxpayers to? No. Like, I mean, is it just a random dude who lives down the hill?
It's complicated. You have to go into the cap stacks particularly for Centerpoint. You have to go into the cap stacks and see everything that they're approved for. Go through every IORC filing. They go and say, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this, and they get approved for it. Does it meet a requirement? Is it within the guidelines of? They do every time they want to stand up a solar field or they want to expand utility production or whatever it is. They have to actually file this. That's the one good thing about utility regulation. There's a very well documented path to how we got to this level of debt. There's somewhere in the neighborhood of $500 million of debt that Southern Indiana is paying for. We will not ever pay that off. That's why things are so expensive. So if I had space here, I could write this out and show you exactly how this cap stack is created.
And we got a whole other side of the whiteboard. You can come play anytime you want. We just have to set up the camera.
I can move the other camera that's not being used and put it right on the whiteboard. He can do it right now.
I can show you how this layers
I would love to do that sometime. I don't know, right? Like, well, I mean,
but ultimately, it's debt is a huge part of that. Then you've got riders and trackers. So the riders exist to service debt. Trackers exist to service the lack of energy production on the MISO grid. So, or in our Indiana domestic energy production, and we pull from the MISO grid. So when we don't have power, we pull it from the MISO grid, wholesale it out the MISO grid. So we have to pay top premium dollars, can be up to 600 to 800% over what it should be. That's why our energy bills go up to here and stay there for 2 or 3 months, because they got 2 or 3 months to recoup that cost back. And they get cost plus 10. This is why they don't care to make more energy production. They're getting paid for the inefficiency. It costs them, there's no penalty for them. None, unless they don't provide power. And by the very nature of providing power, I'm guaranteeing you power. Great. But at what cost? At what cost is that coming, that guarantee coming? Not the Centerpoint's cost. In my business, if I am providing additional service, I have two choices. I charge you for that additional service, or I eat the cost. That's a consumer choice. You may choose to go with me or a competitor because I'm not going to charge you and I'm going to eat the cost, or I am going to charge you and I'm going to give you this great service. One of those two things is happening. Centerpoint, you get no choice. They say, we're going to give you this service. And you still may get, when the snowstorms come, there may be brownouts. You may need to conserve power, which was the most infuriating thing I've ever seen, particularly in a regulated state. You saw how fast they clawed that back.
It's 15 degrees out and you want us to not use power? Okay.
Oh man, I was so mad. But then what you have is they'll gladly turn that dial up. They'll gladly start buying power off that grid because they get benefit from it. They're meeting the regulatory requirement and commitment, but they're also getting paid for it. It doesn't bother them at all. There's no additional outlay from their cap stack to buy that. They know they're getting it back plus. So there's no incentive to be better.
Well, let's circle back. You said something, and it keyed me back to the conversation I had over breakfast here a couple days ago. I'd heard a rumor. Well, there was a big push back in the day for annexation of more land from county and basically making the city of Evansville larger. And I was very well against it then. It just so happens that my dad is kind of in that little quadrant that is still in the county, and he likes it that way because he doesn't have to pay for all this nonsense that we do in the county, or in the city, I'm sorry. And so this is just another one of those conversations, Joe. It feels like it's not being had, and behind the curtain, there's these wheels in motion of it's just a kind of a foregone conclusion that there will be an annex. And what does that mean to most people? I mean, I don't think when most people, because we're terrible at teaching civics these days. We're terrible at teaching what do these words mean to our citizens, and it just basically, just let us. I forgot how you said it, but just let us take care of it. We're the experts. That's why you elected us.
That's right.
And meanwhile,
It's
they know the
intellectual
plan.
laziness.
They know the plan. They know where to buy the land. They have all the backdoor information, so they go buy land that's now going to be worth more money. And then all of a sudden, the city of Evansville expands its tax base, and I'm assuming that just means more revenue. So then that's going to be not $500 million in debt. But they're going to go spend it, and it's going to be a bigger and bigger hole. I guess. Have you heard anything about the potential of an annex? What do most people not know about, and what are your general thoughts on it, I guess?
I think there's a couple things. The reason that people would want, particularly government or people would want things annexed in is because all the surrounding counties, all of Ann Arbor County is using every single solitary resource, for the most part, that Evansville has. They come in, they use our roads, they use our power, they use our utilities, our water sewer utilities.
Just to be clear, I'm a no property tax guy. So
I would love that.
Let's just put that out there.
It'd be nice not to have to pay rent every single month on my property.
Never own the property that you're supposed to own.
It's paid off. Yeah, you own it, but you don't
really own it.
Yeah.
Even when you pay the bank off, you don't own it.
Correct. You're renting it from the state. You're leasing it, long-term lease.
And
99-year lease.
And as long as they can just continue raising the value, raising the taxes, I mean, it's basically a money printing machine.
And that's exactly what it is. But my understanding of this is that there's been a push, and I'm of two minds about this, because I get the usury that we're experiencing. When 70% of the high-paying jobs exist outside the city limits, those jobs that exist inside the city, all the taxable benefit from that is outside in the county.
It's like our FD and EMS and stuff. That goes out to the county, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
To a certain extent. Yeah. Thank you. I get it. I mean, I totally understand this. I understand why people want to annex this in, particularly from a government standpoint. And I don't disagree necessarily, because the way the government or way the city lines are set up is, I don't even know how they got set up the way they are, but they're weird. So I think that if we did something to...
Do you notice that we got the buffalo and
I see.
No, look how small
he's taking the bakers.
This is a smaller glass, and it's less. So you got the bigger pour.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
just giving you a hard time.
And then I would have had to choose which one of you I wanted to have the bakers versus.
Oh, Joe, it's always our guest. Whomever our guest should
No,
get treated the best.
I don't have.
Joe didn't even recognize what was going on until you called me out on it.
I don't
Travis.
have enough of a. When it comes to bourbon, I don't
Like
have
a
enough of a
palate
palate for it.
yeah,
Now, if it was
that's all right.
Scotch, I'd be like, okay, let's have a different conversation.
I'll talk to my source, and we're bringing some good Scotch for you.
See, and that's something I don't drink much. So yeah, that's something
Yeah, get a nice smooth Scotch. It's chef's kiss. But as far as annexation goes, there's a lot of benefit. There's a lot of cons to it too. I'm quite sure my father and mother, who live out in the county, would be adamantly opposed to this, because all the property taxes go up the second that you're out of the county.
I've never met them, but I like them already.
Yeah, they'd be adamantly opposed. They're great people.
So it seems like a good idea for the people that live in the city.
Because cost gets distributed.
Right.
That's what I would say is the benefit. Cost starts to become distributed.
It becomes distributed,
more
but so does the
subsidized.
lack of really good services, the lack of good options. I mean,
Our roads are already crap. Now we got to take care of more roads.
I much would prefer a deep water well of tapped into water, and I can create my own filtration system. I can have a really good filtration system for the amount of money that I pay the city in water bill every month. I mean, a really good
Their
one.
argument would be, not everyone can.
I'm sorry?
Their argument would be, not everyone can afford that. So there are city utilities that are being utilized. But that's the
No, but he's saying the amount of money that we're given to Evansville Water and Sewer. If you just set that aside and did your own thing,
but you can't even do that unless you have a chunk of money to start with, right?
Well,
so
I guess
we're
that's
getting money pulled from us monthly, ding, 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 ding.
that's
And at the end of the year, yeah, sure, we spent thousands of dollars, but throughout the year, $120 for water, $150 for water, can't sink a $5,000 well with that. It'll take years.
with all the Culligan equipment or whatever.
But
you use.
right,
Yeah.
but me or you, yeah, we would do that in a heartbeat, and it'd be done. We'd have put a septic system, a field back there, and be done. We could just disconnect.
As long as we've got stuff to take our septic waste if we need to haul it off.
100%. Which that'll be interesting.
We need to bring in what you said. We need to bring Justin Elpers. I think we need to bring him in and talk to him
Justin
about.
is excellent. He is.
We're bouncing around a little bit, but you
fairness,
talked about the grease trap thing.
The grease trap septic system receiving station is
We're good at watching squirrels.
unbelievably needed here. It will. Without that, costs in the consumer space, costs in small business space skyrocket. And I am so proud of the fact that he got in front of that. I was very
He's working on it currently?
Yes, he is. And I heard, we were at a Lincoln Day dinner very recently, and he said there's going to be an option coming to the table very soon that they're working on right now that will make everybody happy.
Solve the problem.
It should solve the problem, which is great, which is really great because it would have been a huge problem for everybody. And it's very, very important that we remember what the actual backbone of our community is from a not only taxation, but also community identity. And that is our small business community. We marginalize them completely in our current state. We focus on great big companies and great big things because it churns cash flow, and we get incentives from the state and from the federal government to do things for them. And we focus on affordable housing because we think that we need to do that. When there's very little, very, very little data that actually supports it. We have a study out there that's constantly cited, the Bowen study. That is a very incomplete study. There's 1,000 holes to be poked in that, and it literally does not do anything to support any of the activities we're putting in place. And in fact, even if it's supported at 100%, the city has no business developing anything because we are the worst at it. We're the most expensive, take the longest, and the most inefficient. It's going to cost far more because there's no incentive to be better. Bring in private development, let the private developers do what private developers do best, which is build things cheaply at a high degree of quality under budget. Let them do that. But we don't. We have somehow decided that our local government, potentially the highest cost, most inefficient entity in our region, is the place to go for development. It is absolutely backwards to me. I have no idea how we got to this place, but they create a problem. They're trying to spend their way to a solution, and it will never work.
Can we unwind the clock? I guess you said you have no idea how we got here, so I guess part of that would be, and you probably that was probably not fully accurate. You probably have some idea how we got here.
But get there by small baby steps. Yes, we can unwind it. We are kind of this place with these small baby steps of laziness. Really, it's intellectual laziness. We've been told, you know what this is a crazy thing, and I use this. I always go back to what I know. I've got a very old Jeep. It's a CJ7. It's 84. Yeah. It's lifted up. It's cool.
Heck yeah.
I love to work on that thing.
It's a manual, right?
Yeah, it's a 4-speed manual.
Praise Jesus.
I mean, it's just,
no Jeep should be an automatic.
You don't have to yank on that thing to get into 4-wheel drive. It's just miserable.
Your left leg is bigger than your right leg after you're done driving because the clutch is so hard.
Oh, makes all kinds of great noises when you're
Oh, yeah, scrapes and grinds. I really enjoy doing things with my hands where I get to work on things and turn wrenches and make things better. I get a lot of satisfaction out of that. But you know what's so easy? I call it my buddy, Ron, at the Answer East over there.
I love the Answer East. I love Ron.
Aren't they phenomenal? Isn't he awesome? And Teresa, they're awesome. I've known them forever.
Hey, they're not even sponsoring this program.
It doesn't matter. I preach about them all the time. Anybody that needs help, and they do foreign. They worked on my BMW, and they took care of me so much better than Foreign Performance. I was like $1 to Foreign Performance. I was finally like, I gotta figure something out. Went to the Answer East, and I was a person to them. Like they took care of me like I was their family or something.
They have taken care of me through countless vehicles. Some of them were disasters. Some of them weren't. Don't get me started on my
This segment brought to you by
hey, Ron, when you get a call from Chad Schmidt, please answer the phone because we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, Teresa is one of the
Teresa's good too. I normally talk to Ron, but I have spoken to Teresa.
Yeah, Teresa and Ron, they're very awesome. But my point is, it's so much easier to call Ron and say, "Hey, Ron, can you get this oil change? I want to run the Jeep this weekend. Can you get an oil change? Make sure the lights work, all those things." And it just shows up and everything's fixed. Per example, I took it when I first got it. I said, I just need to make sure the tail lights and the headlights work and that it's going to run down the road and I won't get stuck. He's like, okay. Comes back, like the turn signals automatically work now and all kinds of other stuff. The heater turns on. I'm like,
this is weird.
I didn't even ask for this. He just did it. But it's so much easier just to have them do it. And then I've gotten used to him doing it. I'm getting used to him doing things I'm perfectly capable of doing on my own. It would just take time out of my day to do it. It's slightly inconveniencing.
You prioritize your time?
I prioritize my time. It's exactly how we've gotten to the place where the government's doing everything for us. It's easier to let them figure this out. It's easier not to question. It's easier to assume someone else now has responsibility and I don't have to.
But if Ron wasn't doing a good job, you just would quit taking it to him. We've allowed a government to step in and now we don't have that. We're just going to stop letting you do that.
Imagine if there was only Ron.
Yeah.
There was no choices.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, I'm still going to be lazy. I'm still going to send it. I'm going to go to the next shop. You went to Foreign Performance, now you go to Ron? Are you turning wrenches? No. No.
You got no grease under them fingernails.
You don't want to have to do that unless you really have a desire on a weekend to, crack the garage door open, have a breeze going.
I crack a laptop open and go hammering on a keyboard. That's what I crack open.
That's
okay.
True. Maybe some drums.
But I mean,
drums too. Yeah.
The reason that Ron is as good as he is, not taken away from his integrity and his work ethic and his desire for excellence, is because he's got competition. Mm-hmm. We can take, through freedom of choice and consumer choice, we can spend our money and reward good service or bad service in any number of different ways. Imagine if there's only just Ron. Mm-hmm. Where's the incentive to continually push for excellence? Where's the incentive to drive people forward? Where's the incentive to get my vehicle turned out as fast as he possibly can so we can get the next one in with a high degree of excellence in service? If he didn't have competition, if the competition model wasn't fierce and competitive and constantly challenging rates and constantly challenging for the next bar of excellence, even he would become lackadaisical and unmotivated.
No reason for it.
There's no reason for it. Yeah. The government is the only game in town when they're doing the development. They are the alpha and the omega in their own universe, and there's no incentive to be better. Zero.
You think that's the primary difference?
I guess the incentive is how you vote.
Well, I try not to ever call myself a Republican or a Democrat, and I definitely lean more right on a lot of things. But I think that could sway in any given topic, or if the Democrats just started doing a much better job at having conversations like this, which is. It seems like they focus a lot on emotional things and they tug at the heartstrings, and I think we call it like the nice campaign. We're all smiling and it's all hunky dory.
See, that's the problem. They rely on emotion. There's no factual context or relationship to the emotion. You can't connect the emotions to the facts. They'll pull pieces. It's like arguing with a teenager, right? So the teenager's shifting the narrative and crafting it so that it benefits them the most.
But Joe, most people are emotional, and they do think emotionally before logical and data. Most people aren't data driven. You show somebody, a lot of people, data, and their eyes roll back in their head. They don't really care. That's why we let those people take care of it. I guess my point is, I just want stuff to get better, and I want to put people in charge that are like Ron. I know he's going to look under the hood. He's going to make sure the lights are turning on properly and the turn signals, and the wheel's not going to fall off when you're driving down the road. And I don't care if he smiles nice.
That was going to be my point. Do you care? Do you care if Ron says, "You know what, Travis? You look awesome today. You are a fantastic individual.
Can we do a selfie?
I saw what you did the other day.
Let's do a selfie.
I just really want a photo op with you because I want you to feel great." No,
but to be fair, what I do like is they do take care of you like a person. They don't see a dollar sign, but they know. I guess that's also part of the business, is they're cultivating that relationship.
Right. But I mean, having a relationship with someone and creating a legitimate connection. I go right back to my little old couple in the park picking up sticks so they could afford the medicine because they couldn't afford to turn their
Did you keep in touch with them during this winter by any chance?
Yes,
do you know that they're good? They're all right? No? You don't have to talk about names or anything, but I mean, you talk about this couple.
I have made sure they're good.
Okay,
I'll say that.
Okay, good.
Because I couldn't, against their will, I have made sure they're good. They have no ability to not do what I've done. So, and they're very sweet, very kind people, and I cherish them. But they are stuck in a wheel where they can't get off the train. They're stuck, right? But I have a personal relationship with these people. To your point, I check in on them. I want them to be safe and taken care of. No one's doing that for them. And it's not because I'm some great guy. It's because I know them. I see them. I care about them. That is the authentic emotion. It's not manufactured emotion. That's what we're doing right now. The political process, I don't care what side of the aisle you are on.
Right, that's very true. Both sides are guilty.
We manufacture emotional content because that's what motivates people. Imagine if Ron just manufactured that artificial emotion. It feels kind of gross. It feels slimy. You feel, for a second I'm pumped up and I'm a part of a thing and I'm energized. But then you're like, okay, that doesn't feel great. Because you know it's not authentic. But when you walk in and Ron or Teresa are saying, "Hey, Travis, how's this vehicle been? You know, we were worried about this. Want to get you in. We get you fixed up. We want your family to be safe. They really mean those things. I took my Jeep in one time, and Ron's like, I will not let this go. I don't want, this is not safe. Let us do some more work to this. Because, you know, Jeep wobble, they've got that death wobble.
Oh, yeah.
And this was lifted up, and it really had it was bad. It was bad when I
It goes up when it comes down. It does.
No, it just shits it all over the road like this. You're just like trying to control
but the
it.
steering wheel didn't move.
Yeah, oh, no, it moved a lot, but you just couldn't predict where it was going.
Oh, there you
so
go.
he's like, no, we need to fix this. Let me have it another week, and we'll get it squared away. And it wasn't because he wanted to charge more money. It's because he legitimately said, here's the facts of where this is. This is very dangerous.
Not safe.
I know how much you want to use it and play with it, but you have got to let it be here or else you could die. So he said that because he cares about me, and he cares about my family, who he knew I was going to go carting around in this thing. That is not what we have. That is not a genuine relationship in our government today. Imagine this, and we have this all the time, and I have made posts about this with people speaking out against this. We have people that are manufacturing outrage. They're manufacturing emotional content. They're manipulating us
From states away.
from not only states away, but even a political campaign. The fastest way to despise a person is to watch them in a political campaign. They change. And you have to be very strong and very reticent to accept input or steering from people who you're paying to tell you what to do. And stay true to yourself. And that's a very hard thing to do, and I don't blame anybody when it happens. But when you are manufacturing or allowing it to be manufactured in your name, outrage or emotional content for the benefit of getting a vote or a donation or riling up your base, that is inauthentic and it's unacceptable. That is not a relationship. That's not how relationships are built. You build relationships by getting involved in the people you're talking to. I want to know about you. I want to know about your family. I want to understand where your challenges are. I want to know in 2 years when I'm not running for anything that you can come to me and tell me, it's really cold outside, I'm worried. And something good will happen. You know that I'm going to do what I can to help you. And this happens all the time. And people will ask me to do things. 90% of the things I write about on Facebook or in social media world or talk about is because someone has brought to me and said, please, you seem to have a big voice. Is there anyone you know that can help me? There is one of my other huge passion points is there's a family in town. They are very wonderful people. I've never seen parents that are this good. And I'll probably be emotional about this, so I apologize in advance. This is very wonderful people. They have a daughter is friends with my wife. And she went through a very rough patch, a terrible relationship. Terrible, terrible, terrible relationship. Every bad thing that could have happened in that relationship did. There was addiction issues. There was domestic violence. There was lots of horrible things that happened. I get a call from this young lady, my wife's friend. She says, I'm in real trouble. I need your help. I know you're a police officer. Can you come and help me? Okay, go to her house. Spend hours there trying to unravel this situation. She winds up going, the police were amazing. They worked with her. They de-escalated the situation. Excuse me. They de-escalated the situation, and she wound up getting a CIT hold, which means we're taking you to a medical facility to be observed because we think you're a danger to yourself. So she goes in for a CIT hold. They turfed her so fast out of there that she was found later that night just wandering the streets. She had lots of meth and lots of cocaine in her system. And this is a young woman left in the middle of the night to go wandering the streets, completely out of her mind. And
I'm sure they knew, right?
Yeah, they had the test. They had the chemical test. This is it's part of evidence. They knew what was going on. Yeah. Fast forward a day or two, I met her parents that night on the phone. They called me. They were sobbing. This is my first introduction to them, and I've never heard a sadder thing than her father weeping, sobbing on the phone. How did we get to this place, and what can we do? Can you help us? It broke me, and I'm a pretty hard person to break. I do cop work. I've been in the business world. I thought I'd seen every situation, been jaded in ways that would protect me from this. It's a self-preservation thing, and my heart broke. Mm-hmm. I said, I'll do everything I can to help you. That started a process that lasted months, where she wound up being pulled into jail. And I have to tell you, Noah Robinson is on the other side of the aisle from me, but he took my call every single day that I called. I worked with Diana Moores. She was an advocate. She made every available resource in her office available. She worked diligent. Her and her team worked diligently to save this girl when she didn't want to be saved. Chief Smith, Phil Smith, did everything in his power and then some to make sure that this girl got as much help, and we were able to create the situation where she could go be placed in rehab and then be placed back in her family's home. And I'm very pleased to say she's been sober now for several months.
Oh, good for her.
And she is been rescued from this. And I was in court with her and my wife was there. And it was the first time I met her parents in real life. And they just cried and thanked me for being a part of that. And I felt so humbled to even be anywhere involved in this situation. And it was tragic that with the millions and millions of dollars spent, that this young woman who comes from an amazing family, has a wonderful support system, a wonderful sister, mom and dad who are amazing people, she was so marginalized and so left out in the cold by a system that has millions and millions and millions of damn dollars thrown at it every single year, just in our community alone, that these people had no, if it hadn't been for all of these resources coming together, she'd probably be dead. That is an unbelievably sad, horrifying reality we live in. And that is something in leadership, when I get to the place, wherever I'm running for, whatever I'm doing, we will change that immediately. And that is a perfect example of the machine funding the machine to create cash flow, and it doesn't give a damn about the people that it hurts.
I didn't want to interrupt you while you were telling that story, but I am curious, why, what was the, did they have a reason for just immediately pushing her out? When she first went up for that hold, was there like not enough room? Was there?
You're talking about local hospital did that, right? Okay.
Yeah. It was, they didn't deem her a threat.
That's amazing.
It's horrifying. What do you have to do?
No kidding.
She expressed, I was standing beside her when she said it. The two officers, she fully expressed suicidal ideation. She was high. She had multiple forms of illicit drugs in her system, and they cut her loose.
Isn't, I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. I watch things like
By the way, this is a woman who has bruises on her body from the domestic abuse she is currently, or had been currently in that moment experiencing. This is
probably part of the reason why she's using so heavily.
Probably. Yeah. This is a terrible situation where we marginalize and let this person out. And it's not the fault of any one of these particular agencies. Noah's agency was amazing. Chief Smith's agency was amazing. Diana Moore's agency was amazing.
We won't blast out the hospital, but the hospital failed. The
hospital failed miserably. Well, the weak link in the system was the healthcare that we're subsidizing.
Yeah.
That is the weak link in the system.
Okay, well, I mean, because that's where I was wondering. I was starting to talk about, I mean, they won't let somebody go unless there's somebody willing to accept responsibility for that person if they're under the influence or if under. So I was just curious.
Like that.
Well, in this instance, yes, but I mean, when I'm watching some of these other, like I said, I watch Live PD, which is kind of the modern version of Cops or whatever, and and it may just be because there's a camera following them.
There it is.
But, okay. But they don't ever, they're like, no, I can't let him go. Travis, I need you to come down and get him because we're not going to let him just walk because of whatever reason. You know?
Travis, he was the camera. Joe was the camera.
Well, but they still let her go.
I wasn't there present.
You weren't there. He wasn't there present. But he was the camera that was turned off for a minute. And then she walked away, and then he had to go be the camera again.
Yeah.
I personally have taken even minors to these hospitals and said, this child is a danger to himself and to his mother or to whatever. We need this to happen. He needs to be here on a CIT hold. He needs to be cared for. He needs to go in. We need to get him into treatment. They're gone before we fill out the paperwork. They surf and turf them that fast. This is a huge problem. It's cash flow. They see them, they treat them, they're gone. See them, evaluate them, and they're gone. There's no standard that says you have to keep these people here, and we're just continually funding it. We are continually funding it, and then we make we act surprised when something tragic happens. Oh my God, how did this happen? Well, I know exactly how it happens. And so does every law enforcement officer. So does every head of every agency. You call up the prosecutor's office and they're going to tell you exactly the same thing. We all know what the problems are. We just don't hold the people responsible accountable.
It feels like we're like the capital.
This is the outrage.
The capital of the United States for NGOs and money coming in for different programming. I don't understand how there can be such a massive gap right there, and there's not something there filling that.
Help me understand, why would you solve the problem? If you're getting money and you're funding your machine, why solve the problem?
Who would solve the problem? Is that
Accountability solve the problem. We solve the problem. We
Telling the story that he just told time and time again.
I meant who has to make, who can actually make the change? Like, I know we have to hold it accountable, but
the city.
So it'd be
Citizens
city government, then, I guess?
We are the city government.
Yeah.
Are we?
We are if we demand it. I mean,
you have the right to do these things.
You have to get in act.
The county can make changes. The city can make changes. The state can make changes. Excuse me. Federal government is the farthest away from this particular problem.
Right.
These are problems that happen. These are problems that happen right here in our community.
They do happen in every community.
But this particular type, and that's why they should be housed. The solutions should be housed at the local level.
I agree.
To get bigger and bigger and bigger separates you farther and farther and farther away from the
because you
problem and
care about that. You care about that young woman. You have hands on. You know the family. There's
exactly right.
Accountability. There's a caring that you just can't bring with government. The government doesn't care.
The government is designed to create ostensibly. The government's purpose is to create the greatest good for the greatest amount of people. It's a very utilitarian tool. Situations like this cannot be looked at in that way. We need to have paths towards success where we remove and heal people. We remove the thing that is damaging them and we heal them. That means pulling them out of their day-to-day. What should have happened to this young lady is we should have had her in a CIT hole, and she should have existed there for 72 hours. She should have been evaluated, and the drying out period should have begun. She should have been treated, and then she should have been immediately recommended to a rehab facility that meets this, and this standard. And the state or the city or whomever is responsible for that young woman, at the behest of her family, is now in control of making sure she is healed as much as they possibly can. And if they don't meet this, and this standard, you don't get any more damn money.
Well, and just to be clear, there are some good rehab facilities, and there's some really, really, really bad ones that I've heard awful stories about. So there needs to be
no question.
There needs to be an audit
standard. We put a standard in place. We have so many organizations all trying to work the same problem, and no one is coming up with a solution. We need needles, and we need all of these things. We need to be able to keep these people alive. Well, okay, I get that, but let's look at the reason we now have to have these people being kept alive. Is that any sort of a life to live? Is that a danger to them, to their families, to whomever? Yes, 100%. Let's stop the cause so we can create the solution. There's plenty of problem here. Let's solve the problem and start one by one. You, I'm saving you, I'm saving you, I'm saving you, I'm saving you. And some people you just can't save. I get that. And some people want to live in this space. Mm-hmm. And that's a choice. And they have the freedom of choice to do that. But for the people that do want to be saved, the path is so hard. Yeah. She came from a family of means. She has a wonderful support system. She has a sister that has stood in the gap for her countless times. And she has a group of people in our community that know her well. And it was like moving heaven and earth to get a solution for this girl. It was the saddest thing I have experienced in a long time. And it was one of the hardest things I've done. One of the very hardest things. We have to do better. I love to talk about Centerpoint. I love to be angry about Centerpoint. And there is a path forward on that. But you ask me when people talk about, oh, it feels good. I want to feel good. I want to be the feel-good person. No, I want to be the person that creates a path that heals people. That is what is absolutely critical. I don't want Narcan all over the world, I don't want to dispense Narcan because we shouldn't have to. I just don't want that. I want to have a place where our kids are going to school and they're safe. I want to have a place where When someone is sick, we treat them and we help them. I want to have a place where if there's a victim, we bring justice. We create that environment, our world just becomes much, much better. Immediately better. Immeasurably better. Because we aren't being drugged down by unsolvable problems that we can never do anything but dump money into. And watch the people we care about suffer and die. That's what happens. We need to get to a place where we're creating solutions that actually matter. So when you talk about, we talk about energy, we talk about city debt, we talk about all these things. You know what really matters to me is that girl. What really matters to me are my two friends, my two elderly friends that are picking up sticks in that park. Mm-hmm. What really matters to me is when I hear a story of a kid that is attacked in downtown or bullied in a school, or pick whatever horrific story we have. And I hate bullies, by the way. I hate them. Mm-hmm. I've got a long history with hating bullies. Mm-hmm. But when the government says, look the other way, when we're kicking people out of affordable housing when they've got nowhere else to go, that's a problem. I want to know why. What happened? What brought us to this place? And by the way, you were responsible for them and you're kicking them out. Where are they going? You're forcing homelessness on these people. And this is, my taxes are paying for this. My taxes are subsidizing this affordable housing. Shouldn't I have a choice? Shouldn't we, the people who are literally paying the salaries for the Ellisville Housing Authority, have a choice and maintain our taxes, maintain all these buildings? Shouldn't we have a choice as to what metrics exist around who stays there and who doesn't? Shouldn't there possibly be a moratorium on kicking people out in the coldest months? Shouldn't we have that choice?
You would think.
You would think. Imagine if we had the emotional fortitude to say, enough. We're done with the way things are. We're going to make them better. And this is the prescribed path. Imagine someone coming forward as a leader in the community that says, I'm done with the way it was. I want this and this and this to change. My changes are going to be big, impactful, and simple. We're going to save money, a lot of it, by getting out of where the government doesn't belong, which is mainly in our lives. We're going to help people by creating absolute pathways verified by standard and accountability to help the people who need it the most. And we're going to protect our kids. We are going to make sure they live in safe environments. And we're going to make sure they're in safe environments in their schools. And we're going to make sure our streets are safe. The end. And guess what? This will all save you money. I don't see a problem with any of these things. We are shrinking down the government and exploding out the solutions because we're finding the best pathways forward to create them.
Well, we definitely need a shakeup of our current path. I don't know of too many people with a straight face who can kind of look at the direction of how things have been going for a long while. I'm not talking about a current administration or any individual politician. It's a systemic failure that you try to throw more and more money at to solve the problem. And as you've said it numerous times just today, is you can't just throw money at a problem, because what the government always does is it'll continue the problem on because it funds more of itself. And without the thing that I feel like part of my job with United Divided is hopefully getting enough people on both sides of the aisle who are willing just to agree to talk about these things. And so part of this push, and me and Travis have been kind of come up with different ways, is, if we could get however many people voted in the last city election.
Not many. Yeah.
How many?
About 17 to 21,000 somewhere.
Okay. So let's say we got half of those people to agree to a prescription of pushing accountability, transparency, and better programs, lowering taxes. And now when I say low taxes, let's not let that get conflated with we're going to let rich people live cheaper. It has nothing to do with that. You need...
You know what's amazing about that statement? I hear it all the time. Most wealthy people are perfectly content to pay for city services. They're perfectly content to help fund their community. It's not them that are oftentimes saying my taxes are so exorbitant. And when it is them that say that, they're like, show me where it's going. I'm not seeing the benefit. These are business people. These are people who are part of legacy wealth oftentimes. And they want to see a return on their investment. Period.
What's the middle class that's really getting chewed up?
That's the middle class getting chewed up because they're the ones who are being told, well, the rich need to pay their fair share. The rich are paying an exorbitant amount of money. That's fine. It needs to be, you can't shift all of that obligation to one class of individual. There should be an equal and equitable spread. But the middle class is being disproportionately hammered because they're caught in the middle. They make just enough to not be indigent and not be getting program benefit, and not enough to be in the wealthy classes. Yeah, sure, I'll pay.
Well, it's just like
they're the ones who get hammered. They're small business owners that get hammered.
You put it in a spotlight, and anybody that can take a look at what's going on in New York City right now. I mean, the people,
Sorry.
the people that can
Joe's chuckle.
people that can afford to leave a bad situation, or if taxes get too high, people have been fleeing California.
You know where they're going?
They just go to Florida, to Texas, to
because there's a very low obligation to live in that state.
Right.
Before we get too far off topic, remember where you're wanting to go, but I want to say real quick that Joshua E. is watching us. First off, he said he's with you all the way, Joe. But he wanted to give you his top 5 issues that he thought that if somebody's going to be taking on city and maybe some type of government role, he felt his top 5 issues would be center point, cost of living, crime, getting rid of the thousands of people allowed to come to this city, and infrastructure. So
center point,
close.
Center point, cost of living, crime.
Getting rid of thousands of people allowed to come to this city. I'm assuming he means like the people that you were talking about being brought in that aren't necessarily part of the city. They're just here to utilize the resources. And then infrastructure was his 5th.
Infrastructure?
Yeah.
We saw the infrastructure play out with Stockwell Inn. I mean, we saw that happen in real time.
I hate that did that. But,
because that's a great place. It's family owned. It's been generationally owned. You saw it be systematically destroyed because of city-run incompetence.
Are they still running?
It's for sale right now.
It's for sale, but are they operating still?
I don't know. I think they are operating, but it's in a limited fashion. Yeah. I haven't gone in there, and that's my fault. I should have. But
next time,
maybe we should do lunch there.
Let's go have lunch. Next time we have lunch, let's go there.
It is a sad story, and there are so many small businesses that are in that same situation. And
I spent a lot of very late nights in the Stockwell Inn.
And we don't want to indict you.
I took some dates there back in the day.
I plead the 5th.
Yeah, don't indict yourself. So Centerpoint is a very real concern. We've talked about this, and
Josh, thanks for those top 5.
Yes,
we're going to come back to Centerpoint. You got us back on this.
At some point, we will whiteboard that out. I could do it right now if you wanted me to. But
maybe we'll stop the live part. I don't know. Maybe we'll save that for next time.
What was the next one on the list? Crime.
Cost of living.
Cost of living is wrapped up in utilities. The utility crisis, the affordability
crisis you were talking about,
is funded.
Property
and the cornerstones of the affordability crisis are Centerpoint and the water company. Yep. Those two things are our water is outrageously expensive here, and we keep layering it on.
The water we're drinking here is shipped in, and it costs another $100 a month.
I don't know what water you're drinking, but mine sure doesn't look like water.
Brown water is different.
It's well distilled, though, I promise.
Yeah. No germs are surviving in that.
But these two things are causing a affordability crisis. It drives the cost of everything up. And it's problematic. It's the cornerstone of an affordability crisis. But then on top of that, then you layer in things like wheel taxes. And what do you think that wheel tax is going to do? You and everyone in this room is going to pay an individual wheel tax on every vehicle we have. It's going to be annoying, but it's not that much. It's 25 to...
Oh, it was very annoying. And I noticed
100%.
it. Yeah.
It is annoying. You're just like, oh, that makes me mad. But what happens to the HVAC companies who have 30 vehicles in their fleet? What
trailers.
To anything.
Anything with wheels. Anything with an axle.
Yes. Which most of those things are service-oriented companies. People that are coming to do service at either my business or my home. Which does what to us?
It taxes up your price. They're not going to eat it.
No. Well, they can't afford to.
They can't eat it.
They can't afford to do that.
The margins are already...
Yeah, they're already very thin. So now we have a new affordability issue. Now we're adding in taxes. Now we're adding in all these little levies that exist. Now you take away the septic receiving and grease trap receiving station.
Another cost.
Here's another cost. And by that will be astronomical. If we don't solve that, and I think Justin's got a handle on it, but if we don't solve it, and they did it with just a ready, fire, aim attitude, just out of nowhere.
Ready, fire, aim.
It just irritates me the way they did this with no backup plan, no strategy to solve this problem. They just shifted all the cost to us. And we're talking thousands of dollars of cost. Small businesses, thousands of dollars a year. To clean a septic system, thousands of additional dollars a year. It's unbelievable. It would have had catastrophic economic.
You have to come. You'll come back to that right where you're at. But anyone that supports this program, I'm telling them right now. I'm telling you right now. If you continue supporting this program will be about putting in accountability into places that needs to be accountable. We need to have these conversations. We need to force our leaders to have, before they're even elected, while they're elected, and if they want to get reelected, they need to be talking about these things we're talking about. They need to be addressing, they need to understand the issues. That doesn't mean they have to agree with me or Travis or Joe, but they need to understand them deeply enough to where they can understand exactly what's going on and know we only have so many choices to solve a problem. Money is not going to magically just drop into our lap. So we have to be more efficient. We have to spend our money that we have much better than we do. And the only way that we do that, is force everyone that receives a government check, meaning a government employee in our city and in our county, we have to hold them accountable. Ongoing conversations, check-ins. We need to have a transparent economic understanding of where money comes in and where it's going out. I will demand that. If people support this program, that's what I'm going after.
There has to be accountability. So we, in business, I've said it many times before, you can go on any number of shareholder calls and hear exactly what the state of the business is, what the projections for the business are, where they won, where they lost, and what they're doing on both sides of that equation. Where are they growing or we're contracting, where we lost. You hear that as a concerned shareholder, you get the privilege and the right to know what's going on in the business. You know what doesn't happen in government? Even though we pay exorbitant amounts of money to participate in something we're forced into, that same level of visibility, we don't have that same level of visibility. And what even frustrates me more is the people who are supposed to be leading these organizations, the city, and not necessarily the county, because I think Justin and Amy, those guys do a pretty decent job of it, but particularly the city and the state in some ways, they don't do the homework to understand the issues at all. They're relying on the infrastructure behind them to try and make decisions. And the infrastructure behind them may not have gone other places to figure out the best way possible. In particular, they may not have gone outside of the city or the city resources to source a solution. Private industry will always win. They will always do it better. Let's find a way to incorporate that public-private partnership to come up with a better solution for the taxpayers. There's not one business in Evansville that wouldn't say, you know what, I would love to do that. I would love to partner with the city to find a solution to this particular problem. Imagine if we started doing that. What would that change? That would be a wildly exciting opportunity for the government to shrink, private industry to expand, competitive interests to drive down costs for the ratepayers, i.e. the taxpayers. Imagine what that would do. It would be powerful. It would be very powerful. And then combine that with all this accountability. Here's where we're winning, here's where we're losing. You could have quarterly calls. You could have quarterly presentations where you literally would have the ability to say, hey, Chad, tell me what's going on in XYZ. And Chad tells you what's going on with XYZ, down to the jot and tittle if necessary.
Well, if I don't know the answer, the people that we've elected, the people that are in power, correct, you're now going to come have some accountability and some transparency on what's going on. Because I won't know all the answers, or anyone else that's in that seat.
You won't. But the thing that I want to have confidence in is someone's doing the homework, someone understands the issues, and someone actually cares about what I think. I don't care if it's the way you've always done it. I don't care if it's the way the government wants to do it. I want to know that you care about the best outcome for me and my family in this city. That's it. And we don't. Our government, I have zero confidence in that right now. Absolutely zero. They don't care about anything but the outcome that the government wants.
Well, I look at this similar, like
they've forgotten the people.
I say it often about
totally forgotten people.
I say it often about any kind of thing that's broken, and that once I notice that it's broken, it's like an itch that won't stop itching, and even when I scratch it, it just won't go away. What I want, I don't want to be the person that solves all the problems. I want to be the person that spotlights a problem, has enough conversation around it. We have a solution in the works. We're auditing how things are going, and we're fixing it. Like, we're moving towards an actual solution.
Well, that's called progress, and we don't do progress.
Yeah, we don't do progress.
We
say progress.
We love these buzzwords. Well, we are progressive. We are forward thinking. We are E is for everyone. Moving forward together. We're not moving. We haven't moved a damn thing forward. In fact, in many ways, we're contracting.
Specifically, not together.
Most certainly not together. I see on that list, on Josh's list, is crime. Crime is going up, not going down. We need to ask why. If people are showing up in our city, they're being dropped off at the city limits. Where's the accountability on what these people are doing? Who are these people? What are they doing? And I want this Evansville to be a place that welcomes everyone. I truly, truly do. But if we don't know what's going on, and we don't understand what are the drivers of this crime are, it's awful. One of the things that drives me absolutely crazy is we talk about crime in the city. We talk about root causes of crime in the city. We talk about opportunity. Very few policymakers or political figures or leaders in our community actually go and talk to the people in the communities where this crime is happening. Mm-hmm. You go and talk to people, spend 5 minutes with them, they know exactly what the problems are.
Jojo down on the corner, he's the one.
They will tell you exactly where the problems are. They'll tell you how it's happening, who's doing it, why it's happening, and we need this. They'll have 3 or 4 solutions to fix it. Mm-hmm. But they don't want to fix it. They want to have a talking point. We want to do this. There needs to be actual conversations with the organizations, i.e. the churches or the community organizations within these environments, within the urban core, within the places on the north side, by my family's factory that have high crime rates or issues in the community. And we need to sit down and say, what do you guys need? We need to get embedded with those people and learn from these people. We are so busy trying to project an outcome that we forget that all this space in between the destination that we have and where we are today are a whole span of people and problems. We just want to get to here and we want to act like we know what we're doing. And we don't.
How is the police personnel right now? Are we fully staffed?
No.
Okay.
I remember Noah said, I think Noah's done
I thought the
better
county
job
was
in the
staffed
city.
almost.
Noah's done a great job because he pays his people more. The county pays better than the city does.
Is pay the biggest thing, or is it also maybe support resources?
You've got
or
support resources. The city's a much more dangerous place to work than the county.
Okay.
Their run calls are outrageous. I know a couple who, one was an EPD officer, she was an EPD officer, and he was a sheriff. He did practically no calls for incident response. She was running calls. She did more calls in a night than he would do in a year.
Wow.
That's the difference.
Holy moly.
And that's a fact.
And getting paid less.
Yeah, getting paid less. Much more dangerous. For example, my sister, in the first year she was there, she had someone try and shoot at her. I mean, point blank range, me to you, Travis. I don't know how she didn't die. She was involved. She was just a magnet for this kind of stuff. And she's about this tall and thinks she's about 6'5". She thinks she's my size. So,
like a chihuahua.
Yeah, but she's strong and she's determined and she's brilliant.
It's not always
all these
size.
things.
It's not always the size.
No, it isn't. And she is a person who is so determined to make a difference, to get involved with people and make a difference and be that thing, that person that's in the gap. So when that person's asking for help, she's there to help them. I know that's her mission.
We need to get to center point, but I want to circle back around to something Josh said and kind of make a. We don't really talk about national politics on this podcast. When I'm with you, we don't talk about it a lot. But I think there is a correlation here that, like or dislike Trump, he ran on border security. He ran on vetting people, filtering people, not allowing in people that aren't bringing benefit to the community, not allowing people in that are criminals. So it seems like, just to me, based on what I'm understanding, is our city has an open border. And that, to me, I've heard the term sanctuary city before, but the reality of it is, and to Josh's point, is, my wife being a criminal defense attorney, she doesn't talk about any particular client. She doesn't talk about any particular thing, she says, but she just said, I had this client today. Client has like 20 priors. And not all of them are just like petty, whatever. There's a very serious thing in there. And they're getting, basically let out over and over and over and over again. So there's some things going on there in that don't make sense to me. But I go to the border. Like, how can we have a porous border, runaway cost, affordability crisis, bringing in unknown numbers of people, unknown quality of people? Now, again, I'm not trying to be harsh and critical here. I do. Everybody needs a safety net and a springboard, but we're not here to harbor people that aren't willing to participate.
We want to give a hand up, not a hand out.
That's 100%. It. But there's also a finite amount of resources that we have to give.
Yeah.
And the problem that we are having, and you can see it across the city, you talk to any business owner on Main Street, and the homeless issue is increasing, not decreasing. That's a problem. That's a problem.
We have like 17 organizations that's trying.
Oh yeah, and yes.
Well, who agreed? Like, this genuinely makes me mad. And the person that told me this when I made it, I was shocked. I mean, literally shocked. And I'm like, how can this be such a well-known issue, but it's well-known in certain circles, but it's not well-known to city taxpayers and to county taxpayers. Like, people are being shipped in here basically for us to just take care of them. And I don't know of anybody, I mean, big heart or not, I mean, again, we want to give a hand up. Let's go. Let's get you back on a path. And that program that you're talking about setting up, we got a lot of programs. Let's get them into something. Here's your chance. You're on some kind of a, what's the thing where you're working for a period of time and they...
Like an apprentice?
Yeah, apprenticeship or a vetting period. And if you don't follow these things, we're going to have to take you back to where you came from. Again, why is it on us? I don't. That's one thing. Where did that come from?
No one stops it. There's no policy that says you're with Warwick County, you do not have the right to drop people off inside city limits anymore. No one said that because there's no incentive to say that.
The taxpayers, I think, have an incentive to force that to be said.
You didn't know it even existed.
Exactly right. That's why we're talking about it. And I've circled back around to it.
So
because,
if you don't know a thing exists,
we're talking about affordability. We're talking about homelessness. We're talking about,
And for me, this is astonishing because I've known this existed for a long time.
Well, I
was a kid.
Well, you don't have conversations with people that are, and I'm ignorant on this. And I try to stay pretty well versed on things.
It amazes me.
And so I can't imagine that people are hearing this for the first time. And it's not just say, wow, I've heard it for the first time. Now, okay, well, I guess someone will handle it. No. These conversations have to happen over and over and over again. That's why you're seeing, in my opinion, we and other groups have been raising red flags on things, and we are seeing at least people addressing the flock thing is something that
I don't think we've talked about that on the record. Oh, I guess at the very beginning we were talking about it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't want to get in too many rabbit holes here, but I do want to say the border situation for our city is very troubling to me, knowing that I know that now.
Well, we have to remember, inside the states, we don't have borders. There's no border.
No,
There's a border around Indiana because it defines...
If you want to move from the county you're in because you don't like the high tax or whatever, you are entitled. You should move.
You can go wherever you want.
You should move.
Yeah. There's freedom of movement guaranteed.
But when you as a private citizen go somewhere, and you have to have some money saved up, you have to have a place to stay, whether you're in a hotel for a couple of days or moving directly into an apartment. You're making a plan. You have a strategy to have a job, to do these things.
So this is where that vision and reality differ. You do not have to do that. You can be transported across multiple county lines, and it happens all the time, and dropped off at the largest city nearby with the most resources that can handle you. And there's nothing that stops it. And it happens all the time. Indianapolis has happened. We haven't had before. Every big city has this happen. What makes me even more mad is when the bigger cities bust their problems to us.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that stops them. We need to have a methodology and a process by which we handle this situation. Whether it's an operating agreement between county organizations and us, and there's you drop resource draining things into our space, we're happy to deal with that. We're going to start charging you for it.
Yeah, so I was going to actually bring that up.
That's how this should be handled.
Charge that, maybe?
That's how businesses would handle it. We're going to operate. We have a service you need. No problem. Here's the bill. It really kind of stops it's the carrot and stick. If there's someone really needing something, they bring them here, and that we can help. If we had a verifiable service with standards and things that actually help people, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But we do that. This is going to cost you this much. You're bringing us your issue. We're going to fix it. Here's the cost to fix it. But guess what? That cost is a little bit prohibitive when it starts racking up the bill every month or every year. It incentivizes these communities to start taking care of their own problems or their own issues or helping their own community members. This is the problem. Nobody wants responsibility in the government for the actual problem. They want to move it to the most convenient place and get it out of the way. You don't catch a lot of homeless happening in Newburgh, do you?
Or in the county.
You know why.
Or out in the county. There's some under some bridge.
Now you know
some
why.
bridges. There's some in the county, but
You don't catch a bunch of homeless in Jasper.
right.
And now you know why. You're watching homelessness increase in Evansville, and now you know why. It's not more people in Evansville becoming homeless. It's more homeless are coming to Evansville.
Did you, Travis? Did you have any idea
No.
that was happening in any capacity? I mean, people.
And what this is doing, the intangible thing we haven't really talked about, is it's taking away resources from the people that actually live in Evansville to get the help that they need. It's taking away resources, it's diluting the potential benefit to the people in Evansville. That money has to come from somewhere. It comes from us. The benefit is we only have so much. A friend of mine, a person I respect a great deal, gave me an analogy once, and he was talking about specifically my time and how I spend my time and what I do and where I pour my effort into. He said, your world and the government and our community is no different. You have X amount of buckets in your world. You've got this, and this. For the purposes of me, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a businessman, I'm a community involved individual. I do this, and this across these different organizations. I only have so much water I can pour in each one of these buckets. Where do I put the water? The more buckets I add, the more diluted the potential for benefit becomes. Our community is absolutely the same. There's only so much to go around. And every time we take on additional resources, I'm not saying that we shouldn't, but every time we take on additional resources, unless we find more water, the pond becomes a puddle, the puddle becomes nothing.
Dry. Yeah.
We have to create a mechanism by which we recoup cost so we can keep helping the communities that surround us, which I have no problem with if we are recouping cost to do it. We have to start recouping cost because it's disproportionately burdensome to the ratepayers and the people that exist inside the Evansville city limits. It's one of the reasons people want to annex the county because the county does this too. More taxpayers, more tax base, we can do more. We can create more benefit. And I get that. That's the knee-jerk reaction.
We can raise the payroll.
Let's get more taxes. Boom. How do we get more taxes? We annex in the county. We've got more people.
How can we waste this?
But right across,
we're getting too cynical.
Not 4 miles from my house is Newburgh, who's going to bust people in, and we have no interop agreement with them whatsoever, which we should. This is just a matter, or don't you dare bust people in here, because we'll bust them right back. We have a lot more people we can put over there. That's how you handle. That's how you start to create additional streams of revenue to offset the cost of bringing in additional resources needed to service the additional issues.
I think we need to do a deep dive probably in that whole process of.
It's not even that deep. We all know as police officers, when we drop someone here, we know who they are, we know where they are, and we know where they came from.
Okay, and where they're going, how they get accounted for, how they're.
You bring them into a receiving station now at the sheriff's office, and you say, "Yep, I brought Joe Kratochvil in. He came from Warwick County, or he came from Spencer County, he came from wherever. Boom, here he is, and this is what he is. Your issue now. Here's the IOU.
Is it open? Like, is it written down? Is there?
That doesn't exist today. They just drop them off at the. People literally drive
like to the gas
into Evansville, the gas station at the gas station on 41 in Cross Point, or at Lloyd Expressway in Cross Point, and drop them off.
Oh, that one. Sorry, I had to think for a second.
Yeah, if they're coming that way, and they do it the same way the other way.
I'm kind of speacious here. I don't.
That is not. This is not new.
To be speechless.
This is something that's been happening for a while, and it's happening more now, because now we have a mayor, rightly or wrongly, says, I'm not doing anything about homelessness. I'm not going to get them. I'm not going to break up my encampment. I'm not going to get them out of your doorway. They have every right to be here. So what does that do? That signals to every
And
single
cost of
surrounding.
living is going up, so you're getting more homelessness probably.
This signals to every surrounding county they'll accept this.
So please, people watching this, people who watch this live, people that are watching it the next day or whenever, if you live in the city limits of the county of Vanderburgh County, please know that this is happening. People are getting bussed in here. We are paying for it in many different ways. We've touched on many of those things tonight. I think we probably didn't touch on some of them. We didn't talk about medical, how these people put a drain on the judicial system, how these people put a drain on our medical system. And I mean, we're paying for not just housing people and feeding people. I mean, it is a major impact. So please make this a voting consideration in the next voting cycle, the voting cycles after that. If you spend any time or driven through Jasper, it is a city that is clean. It's a nice place to go. I don't know their crime rate. It doesn't really matter. But you don't.
They're kind of crabby folks, though.
Well, they're very German and they're very
Nine.
They're very they are very tight knit.
Oh, it's a small, very connected community.
Very
I
connected.
think that's
Yeah.
great.
They know if you're not there.
There's a lot of old money there.
Well,
too.
sure, there's.
Yeah.
But and that funds great resources. It's again, this goes to my point. People of wealth and means have no problem paying for something when they see the return on the benefit. Mm-hmm. They have no problem with that. It's when they don't see the return on investment that they start having issues. We are not having a return on investment. It's when a wealthy family has, they're not even wealthy, they're just a family, upper middle class family, where they have their daughter go through a system that turns her and burns her like she's nothing.
I just can't
rinse and repeat.
I just can't believe that somebody with those kind of substances in their, like, younger woman or whatever, just let her go. And she's high, she's strung out or whatever it might be.
Suicidal.
I mean,
Was she
suicidal and all this stuff, and I just can't.
2 police officers, suicidal ideation,
and
a desire to not be here anymore.
And we're just going to be like, yeah, here's the door. There you go.
Mm-hmm. It's just unacceptable. It's just 100% unacceptable. You want to talk about the core issues?
It's a moral failure.
Yeah, you'd think that person that's opening the door for her.
It's core leadership values that this is unacceptable. We need to say, everyone needs to say that's in city government, this is unacceptable. And if we're just allowing it to happen and we're not drawing major conversations around it, we are allowing
the hypocrisy of this is, and this galls me. This burns me to my core, to the point where I almost can't sit in civilized conversation around it anymore. Is during the COVID situation, especially in the very beginning, 15 days to flatten the curve nonsense that we heard.
Oh, he's trying to spark up some old anger out of me.
Yeah, we're all going to rage.
But remember when
my grandma died without me there because of COVID.
But remember this. Remember what we heard. One life is worth whatever the financial cost is. Whatever we have to do as a society. One life.
It was a talking point.
One life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What about her life?
Unless it's a life that wasn't vaccinated. But
what about what? Yes,
I'm sorry.
I probably was in that. But what about her life? What about these people that go through these horrible situations every single day? Right now, I bet there's at least, when this was all going on with this girl, I was talking to leadership in the police world, in the law enforcement community. I will tell you, the law enforcement community stepped up to save this woman's life in a way I've never seen before. I was so proud of every single person. And again, Noah, totally different set of political priorities. That guy jumped in immediately, got as involved as he could possibly get. He took it to the maximum limit of what he's capable of doing to save her life, and he did. Chief Phil Smith did the exact same thing. His officers were exemplary.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Chief.
I mean, they were exemplary. They saved her life. And then they continued to work as hard as they could possibly work. Diana Moore, our prosecutor, did everything she could do. She made her entire staff available to try and save this woman's life, and then help prosecute this person that was in this girl's life that was nearly killed her and got his probation revoked. That took effort, a monumental effort from the law enforcement community, because there was nobody else that helped at all. Unacceptable. But yet, in COVID, one life. One life is worth any amount of money. You should do this. You should absolutely spend whatever money it takes. Shut the world down for one life. Okay, great.
That's because
what are we doing? What are we doing for the people that are in our city right the hell now that we don't even care about? I can drive from here to my house and I'll see 5 of them right now. I'll see 5 people falling out on the way home. I'll see homeless people that are homeless because they don't have a place to go, because they have a substance abuse issue that they refuse to abandon because they have no path forward.
Yeah, we have a buddy who's got a business down on Main who's got a little like stairwell that goes down to the basement. He said every night there's a guy that's sleeping there.
And these people are dangerous, and they're not dangerous because they want to be. They're dangerous because that's the reality in which they live. They're in an altered state. Altered means they don't understand reality.
It's like somebody that drinks and drives. They're not most of them aren't really even bad people. They've
made a series of decisions. They've taken to this place.
Made a bad decision.
They cannot get out of it. Yeah. Why the hell is we have a COVID situation and one life is worth churning the whole world can stop, and no financial penalties too much for one life, and yet in our everyday world post COVID we have people literally dying in front of our eyes, being disserviced by a system that takes millions and millions of our tax dollars away from us, telling us that they're taking care of these people and doing absolutely nothing. Combine that with the affordability crisis. Combine that with a city who largely marginalizes the small business community. Combine that with the middle class being hammered every single day. Combine that with the lower income class being absolutely decimated and removed and barred practically from creating generational wealth through home ownership because they can't afford it. What are we doing?
I think the next set of elections in this realm, we need to focus on solutions.
The solutions are not this complex. And I love that you asked that question because the solutions are very simple.
It wasn't really a question. It was just a statement. We need to focus on solutions.
But the solutions are very simple. Identify where the costs are happening and start contracting the costs. Identify where there's issues and start applying effort. Where focus happens, results occur. When we start as a people holding the leadership accountable, when you get people that you believe in back into office that are going to make changes that are designed to help the community, not a business, not a not-for-profit, not a particular set of business owners or not-for-profit ownership or leaders. It's designed to help the community that elected you into office. That will change the game. Public-private partnerships aren't just means of getting money. I've talked about them all the time. I talked about them when I was running for city council. How do you build a fire station? Well, let's get a public-private partnership. Well, that can extend into this. I want to start going into the private space, the private business world, and saying, how do I do this better? How does the city of Evansville do this better? We've got this conundrum, this problem. How do we do it better? Who do you know that can help us do this better? And by the way, I want to give this problem to you. I want you to solve it for me, and here's the amount of money I'm willing to spend on it. That's how you run a business. Right. That's how you get a vendor. And when we start outsourcing through good known vendors with standards, our costs start to plummet. We are no different than the monopoly of Centerpoint. Evansville City is no different than the monopoly of Centerpoint. We have a monopolistic government that says we're going to do everything for you. And because we have that, we are prisoners to our own government from a financial and fiscal standpoint. We have no ability to say no. All they do is keep raising the rates. And we say, oh, it's a wheel tax. Well, our roads suck. Well, we didn't get that $1 million grant because mayor didn't sign put her signature on the page. Well, guess we'll have to raise taxes. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Where is the standard for excellence? Do you think Ron would still be in business if he did that crap? No.
Shout out to Ron on that. So I want to get Travis home at a reasonable hour tonight to put his
good luck
child to bed.
Whatever.
No. So
by the way, are there any more comments out there we need to?
No, nothing. Just
okay. So
we didn't really talk about infrastructure.
Yeah, we were talking about. I mean, we were supposed to talk about Centerpoint. So let's circle around.
I think infrastructure he was talking about, because Centerpoint was its own issue, and then infrastructure. But I mean, I agree with him there. If you take a drive down the road, I was afraid I lost a tire the other day.
100%. It's awful. It's just absolutely awful.
So let's kind of this last little segment. And I may just clip this out for the people that want to talk just about the energy. Let's kind of tell us where we're at, there's things that I could read.
I mean, how can we be Fort Wayne? Isn't it Fort Wayne that fought?
Fort Wayne beat it.
Yeah.
Well, and so just kind of give people a synopsis in your opinion of where we are and where we should be, where we could be maybe in 3 to 5 years, or whatever your vision of taking our current energy situation and making it more affordable, giving us more options, whatever's out there. Let's.
So we could break this down in a couple, 3 different segments. The first is, where are we in our current state? Currently, we have a massive debt load. That debt load came out of Obama era, coal stack, cleanup stuff, gasification. It came out of a whole bunch of different things. And we're paying the cost of that. We're still paying the cost of that. That happened 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. On top of that, thank you, we now have Obama era, late Obama era, and new Biden era Green New Deal stuff, mm-hmm. where it's solar panels, it's windmills, it's all this green initiative stuff that has occurred. And by the way, again, full transparency, I'm a top-down energy guy. Bring in every energy source. I think it's very innovative. I think it gives us opportunity to create and innovate.
I can't believe we don't have any nuclear. Like, the closest nuclear is a couple hundred miles away. Like, we don't have
it is ridiculous, but because that's truly the answer. We have can create nuclear generation that exceeds the capacity of what coal has ever produced in a very, very clean way. You can literally hold the cakes in your hand. They're so clean now.
Yeah. So for anyone that's concerned about nuclear and the talking points that you see, and they're running stories about Chernobyl. I mean, they put out all the old problems that have occurred to run you away from nuclear because they don't want you to think about nuclear.
The reason they don't want to think about nuclear is because it solves the problem. We don't want problem solved. We want problem service.
It's completely different nuclear programs now that we had.
It is.
The last one that we created.
And think of all the nuclear subs, nuclear aircraft carriers, all these things.
I mean, they can not dock for like 40 years and be self-powered.
25 years.
But I'm just saying, none of them have gone critical, or none of them have had any radiation issues or anything like that.
So if we look at, and if you wanted to pause this, I could easily whiteboard this out for a visual, but if not, I can walk you through it. We have cap stack issues. We have a ton of debt through cap stack, roughly $500 million. That $500 million cap stack is needing, that debt has to be serviced. Mm-hmm. And so we're paying that in the form of riders. That those go up and down based on what interest rates are happening in the world. We pay more, we pay less.
Good old Fed.
Good old Fed. So on top of that, we now have infrastructure costs just to maintain and to improve. And to improve means, depending on what political ideology is in play at the time, you have all this green stuff, and the green stuff can never produce nearly enough energy, and it's intermittent at best, to service the debt load we have, or the energy deficit we have and the needs we have. So then we have to go out to something called the MISO grid. The MISO grid is an energy grid where we buy energy at wholesale prices. When the surrounding MISO world is all pulling energy at the exact same time, it's a supply and demand issue. When the demand becomes high and supply is low, costs skyrocket to the tune of hundreds of times what it should cost. Typically, we only go to the MISO grid when we have a loss of energy. And those are when it's very hot or very cold. Mm-hmm. They have 3 months to recoup those costs. That's why our energy bills stay. You'll hear all the time, well, it was 75 degrees for 15 days out of this month. Okay, well, you've been paying for this for 3 months. Mm-hmm. If you had to pay that bill, it'd be $5,000. So they've amortized it to try and give you some level of affordability. That's the state trying to level things out for you. They're doing this with submitted bill, the recent energy bill that Braun just signed, which I have 1,000 thoughts on that, and none of them are good. It doesn't do a damn thing to make things more affordable, not one thing. It just levels out your bill. That's it. It does nothing to help make things more affordable. It just takes some of the sting out of a high bill, and just, instead of 12 months of bills, you now have 14 months because they get 2
moving into
corrections.
A different stack.
No, you get 2 corrections. So you'll pay it twice. You'll pay 14 bills instead of 12. So, wonderful. So that's where we are current state. We have a massive debt load. We have an energy deficit that we're supplementing through MISO, which is exorbitantly expensive. And we have an energy deficit that just exists here. Current state. That's where our bills are so expensive. The riders exist to service debt. The trackers exist to meet the energy deficit. That's why we have these huge peaks and valleys. Future state And we operate, by the way, current state is in a cronyistic or cronyism monopolistic model. We only have one provider, so we have no choice. We're forced into CenterPoint, regardless of whether we want it or not. We can't even stand up our own energy grids and distribute power because there's a thing called the interconnect, which allows you to put power back on the grid. They don't allow that because it's regulated. They need to regulate everything.
We used to.
Not anymore.
Right.
So
Regulated us out of that.
yeah, well, yes, for our own good, by the way. For our own good. To
Like
guarantee.
to find who said that for the first time. Anyway.
Ed Soliday.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's something. So you have all of this in current state. Future state could look like this. And I've talked to Governor Braun. I met with him in Jasper. It was a great meeting. Met with Susie Jarowski, the head of the Secretary of Energy and Natural Resources for the state of Indiana. It was a phenomenal meeting. Very, very good. I spent a lot of their time, and they were very happy with the outcome of that meeting. That resulted in 2 additional meetings at the State House, where I met with most of Governor Braun's cabinet and members of the IORC organization and the consumer organization that protects consumer costs. And it was very interesting to hear how the government, I created a 62-page proposal where we went through everything from refinancing debt options that stretches them over a much longer period, dropping the debt load obligation to service the debt. State picks up the note. It would cost $500 million to do it. So there was some obvious reticence to doing that. There are things called risk management tools in the form of hedging, which means you take a future paper position against the physical position, and it levels out the spend. You're making a calculated bet that says it won't go up here and it won't drop below here. And so in that middle stripe is guaranteed rate protection, which is desperately needed. That would take away some of those MISO peaks and valleys that we have, these wild swings. It would then put it in a ribbon of acceptability and predictability, which we do not have. The state needs to stand up or at least require a trading desk to affect those type of trades. That's something they're looking at. And I put together a very compelling argument for that, which is good. And then one of the other things I said we absolutely 100% need to do is stand up a deregulated pilot in Southern Indiana. We need to create the option for other energy distribution in consumer choice in Southern Indiana. The perfect opportunity to do that the quickest is with these data centers that are coming in. These data centers need to be required to produce the energy on premises for their own consumption, and hopefully with a little excess, they feed it back to the grid and we buy it at a much more reduced price. There are also, I'm sure, entities out there that would love to come in here and stand up a pocket reactor or a couple of them and supply power here. I'm sure this will be something they would like to do. If we did that, that would create consumer choice. That would require the state to grant a deregulated pilot and some interconnects, and we would see our costs plummet.
I would like to coalesce anyone that's listening, paying attention to this, and I'll clip it, but there are a lot of groups, different groups out there that are, talking about energy, talking about data centers, talking about all kinds of things having to do with government and monopoly and CenterPoint and, affordability, all these things. And it seems like we all have the same desire, mostly the same desires. And it doesn't have anything to do with how we're going to make more money. We're not investors or people that are trying to sway an audience to make money. We're trying to get clean, affordable energy at any level, any way that we possibly can. And so I hope that the people like the DAACE, Direct Action Against CenterPoint Energy, I think is what the acronym stands for. There's other groups that are really talking and beating down data centers. And listen, I've got my own questions about data centers that haven't been fully answered, and I think those need to be answered. But
I think with the right requirements, data centers would be an asset in the community.
Well, so huge asset because they're if for no other reason, strip away all the job benefits, strip away all the taxation benefit. If they're required to produce their own power, and say there's a requirement that says you have to produce 5x more than the power you're going to consume so that you have growth capability. What do you do with the 5x extra? You're dumping it back to the grid through an interconnect, and you're going to sell it wholesale to the community that you exist in. Mm-hmm. That would be a massive, massive benefit It would have untold ripple effects through our entire economy if we could buy consumer choice.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is we are divided even in the fact that we all want the same goal, and we've got these things thrown at us that are keeping us afraid of what data centers might do super negative to the community, because there's talking points out there and there's videos and there's people out there saying it. So of course,
I think it's just a lack of education.
Well, so that's what I'm saying. We need all of these people willing to have conversations just like this. Come in, bring your concerns. If one of us don't have the answer, then let's work on getting closest to the answer that we potentially can. Because at the end of the day, I firmly believe data centers will be thrust upon us no matter what.
We have no choice.
There's
no choice.
And that's a terrible situation, and we can all sit around, fight, be divided on it, while the powers that be, the same people that are making the decisions, can just do whatever the hell they want. Or we can coalesce our energy around forcing them
advantage for us, the people. So here's what I could easily envision happening if we were smart and we took control of our local government again. If we required them to be accountable to us, and if a solid leader came to the table and said, "I've got a solution for this." There is a way to take this excess energy and make it highly available to the public. There is a way to do it. If you had a leader that was willing to go pound on the state door and say, "You know what, here's what's going to happen. Now you need to figure out how you're going to allow it. This is happening, this is going to happen. There is no alternative. This is happening. This is what it requires to put a data center in our community. We want them. We love them. We have all the natural resources that they require. It's going to be a great situation. You absolutely have to allow us to do X, Y, Z. It's not a question. Our hat's not in our hand. We're telling you what's going to happen." Mm-hmm. That requires a level of moxie and determination that our current leadership does not possess. And I'm not faulting them for that. It is a very hard thing to do. It is an unpleasant thing to do. As a business leader, we do those things every day. We fight against competition every single day. We're used to it. We're used to being a persistently combative environment. Government doesn't like that. Government likes to float along. They just like to exist and like to create activity, to create funds. That's how they operate. They don't want disruption. Well, business is disruption. We're constantly working to constantly be better than our competition, to create competitive advantage, to create leverage, to make money so we can constantly grow, to be better than our competition, to create leverage, and see the cycle, how it goes round and round and round. Government has no ambition whatsoever other than to grow itself. Growing itself requires more tax money. Tax is the easiest thing to acquire. How easy was it for our mayor to go and implement a wheel tax that none of us wanted? There was outrage across the spectrum. It was universally reviled. And city council went, stamp. One person, just one, the lone Republican on that council said, absolutely not. And she was like brushed aside. Not one bit of it. And they created all sorts of different little fun narratives as to why it needed to happen. They created,
got to match funds for some state thing. That's the big thing I saw.
So here's the thing about that. Let me get to that. So they said, the state's taking away our money. No, it is not. There's a post that I put out about that where we actually have raised more money than we had before, year over year over year over year in property taxes. We have more money now than we had 2 years ago, regardless of what the state did. Absolutely complete bullshit. And it makes me infuriated that people bought a hook, line, and sinker. They don't understand sources and uses. This is a document that needs to happen. This is a transparency and accountability that needs to happen. No one is looking at why the government's bills keep going up like this in a city. We are over $500 million for 117,000 people. That is an incredible number to me. And it's an unacceptable number to me, by the way. We need to start looking at I want to see the next city leader come in and say, I'm going to take it down by 10% every single year without cutting benefit to a ratepayer. And I'm going to do it in this, and this way. That's called doing your homework. That's called understanding the business that you're in. And government is a business. And we have just slowly been moved into the level of mediocrity and leverage off our personal responsibility to the government. And we have no one else but ourselves to blame.
It should be a business. It's more of a swamp.
It should be.
Nothing really changes.
The government should run and manage our funds like it was a business. And there's a level of accountability, and there's a level of consensus, and You can see every business leader that gets into a high level office, whether it's Trump when he came in first term, it was a disaster. It was a total disaster. He tried to run it like a business. It can't be done that way. You have to understand the mechanisms by which you operate. It's as if I went into a new business that I had no knowledge of, the core line of businesses, but I tried to run it like a petroleum company. It doesn't work. Same thing. Braun, coming into Indiana, he's had some adjustments. He's used to being in a business where he says, in Meyer Trucking, it's going to be this way tomorrow, and it happens. Well, Indiana, the state of Indiana, you've got a whole legislator with equal power to you and says, the hell you say.
Not today.
The hell you say. You don't get to tell us what to do. And then he doesn't. He says, I want to go that way. And they say, tell us why.
Yeah.
What are you going to do for us? Tell us why. And that's exactly what happens. So we have to understand that in a city, as much as I would love to run it like a business, there are lots of considerations to take into account. That said, the fastest way to affect change is through transparency and accountability. Be transparent and be accountable to the people who put you in that office and gave you the honor or the responsibility to manage their money. In every other single place in the United States where someone says, I'm giving you money, you're going to give me something back. You're managing this for me for profit, or I'm paying you for a service or a thing. You get that thing back and you have an enormous amount of transparency, except for the government.
And the taxpayers should own that tool. That is created. That shouldn't be controlled by the next incoming government.
It should be autonomous to the government by which you cannot have both an auditing entity. This is why in government and in business, you have Ernst & Young, you have Deloitte, you have KPMG. Those companies come in and audit the financials. They're independent totally. They're paid a lot of
public
money.
Companies.
These public companies. Yeah. Or even private companies in a lot of ways. When we buy a company, we have an independent company do the valuation. We don't trust that the company's worth this because I own the company, it's worth $1 billion. No.
They're going to give you the right math.
They're going to give you the right math. They're going to validate that math, and they're going to do the diligence to prove that it's right. Same way with auditors. Federal government requires auditors to come in and show, yes, they're not committing fraud for this and this reason. Nobody does that. The government audits the government. Wrong. The taxpayers, the people who are footing the bill, should be able to see exactly where the money's going.
Is there a way for the taxpayer to
not right
to
now.
see it? No.
Well, I mean,
but there could be, and there should be.
Let's look to a shining example that's not too far. I mean, Ford Center's not that old, and
how is that a shining example?
Well, no. I think it could be. I think Joe provided an example that if we would have had a conversation about the cost, not just the cost to build it, but the cost to maintain it, the ongoing things, and there was a spreadsheet or an actual plan to say, this is how much money this thing needs to raise, and these are the entities that they're going to, the way that it has to come in. If you set that in place from first, and like, just give, and no offense to University of Evansville, even though I have some things that I don't like about them, is they're not forced to pay. I mean, he said that basically from the onset.
I wonder how that was.
Well, because University of Evansville has a large, and I mean, they've got large endowments. They
raised over $1 million+ recently for this.
They've got money, and so why are we funding a free venue? Because some people don't like basketball. Some people don't want to go watch it. Not very many people are watching.
Not even that. If I fund it, why do I have to pay to go watch it?
Yeah, you pay to go watch. you pay to go watch it every time you go to a concert, and you're paying the venue fees with that, and that's the way it should be. I mean, that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
So and you know, again, I understand that if you have a really good team and it draws like IU football winning a championship. I mean, think about how many people that brought into the city of Bloomington this year, and how many more people are going to go to that college next year. I mean, so I understand the incentives, but then it's just so diluted that we don't understand it. We don't know what to push.
My issue is there's no accountability.
No accountability at all.
No one said, love the University of Arizona so much. This has to happen. This has to happen. There's no referendum that says, tell us how many people want this to happen. Tell us how you want. Somewhere, some point, someone has to say, enough with the subsidies. We can afford no more, and we're not even allowed to question where this money is being spent or how it's being spent or why it's being spent. We're not even allowed to do that. We're told, how dare you, you're called any number of different names, you're accused of any number of different things, all of which are heinous and horrible, the second you start asking questions. It is the responsibility of an informed citizenry to ask questions of the government that they've allowed to lead them. The government is a servant of the people, and we have forgotten that completely because we've been conditioned to not question. That is outrageous.
Well, and the problem that we have, though, I mean, so the Ford Center, just to come back to that example, was
and by the way, we're just talking about Evansville. I'm not even getting to the larger landscape.
It was created in an old administration that's not the current administration. And so they were handed a bill of goods that there was no auditing tool, there was no real plan that we can look at as business owners and community members and say, how is this going to get better ever? Or is it just going to continue being a problem? Like, we need to have those ongoing civic conversations and getting smart people involved.
Imagine a leader running for office that before they were ever in office made a covenant with the people that said,
I like where we're going here.
You put me in office and I'm going to give this to you. This is what's going to happen. You're going to have a level of transparency and accountability you've never experienced before. And there comes responsibility with that. You're going to be able to see where your tax monies go. You're going to be asked and you're going to be solicited for input. Imagine that leader coming to the table and saying, I want to do this for you. I want to be a part of this. I want to be the person that helps you, citizenry, taxpayers, citizens of Evansville, be the heroes of your own story. I want to help make this a reality for you. And this is my promise and covenant to you as a leader. If you put me in office, I will do this. It is not a question, it's a question of when and how fast can we do it. It'll cost some money, but it will save us in the long run and you will have all of your questions answered. Imagine that person coming to the table and doing that. And imagine the populace present with that choice. Every question, every accountability, every issue that you have is now going to become a very transparent thing for you to look at and do research and hold the leadership accountable. And that culture of pervasive transparency and accountability is demanded and required across the entire city leadership.
It's powerful.
From the top down, all the way down to the person who's sweeping the floors in the civic center. Imagine what that would do to the community.
This powerful breakfast that I had a day or two ago.
It puts the power back in the hands of the people.
Basically, you said the hero's journey, and that actually came out of this conversation, is the people don't understand, the voting people don't understand. They're looking for a hero, and there is no hero.
Enough for a hero.
They're the hero of their own story.
They are the heroes of the story because they can demand things through their leadership that they have just acquiesced and allowed to just. You vote once every 2 years and you just go to sleep and hope it gets better on its own. There's more, we have to have civic responsibility back in our community. We have to have a system.
You have children, right? You have children.
I do, yeah.
So when you're raising that child, the hardest thing to do is be consistent in the direction in which you want that child to go.
Hardest thing is not to be their best friend and make life hard on them when they need it.
You have to inject discipline into the process of raising that kid. And it is work. It is work to say no. They wear you down. It's designed. These kids test you constantly. And they're testing you because they want a boundary. They want to know where the no is. And they want to push against it constantly because they're growing as individuals. And they push on it differently every single day.
It's a brilliant system.
It is because you're growing them, you're creating strength by the resistance you push against them. Mm-hmm. When I go to the gym, and I know what I always speak about what I know. When I'm going to the gym and I'm doing something, and I want to grow a particular muscle set, or I want to work a particular muscle set, what do? I put a ton of freaking weight on that machine, and then I start working that machine as hard as I possibly can. And I push on it as hard as I can to start gaining strength.
Hang on, let me move the camera down to get that bicep. No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
That's hilarious.
Is there a slow motion button?
Maybe slow mo in there.
But I do that to grow mass. I do that to become strong. Your kids are doing the exact same thing. They're becoming strong in their identity, strong in their beliefs. They're forming their beliefs based on the resistance you provide. It's this or it's that. Mm-hmm. Our government is the exact same way. Only now we offer no resistance. We let them do what they want. It's like a spoiled child. We have to inject discipline back into government. And that discipline comes in the form of the voters saying no. How do you correct the child? No, you're not doing that. You're going to burn your hand on the stove. No, I don't want you to do that. That's unacceptable. But we've abdicated that responsibility as a parent. We've given the government the iPad, say, go spend. Here's my credit card, go spend. Mm-hmm. We've let them abuse us. It's time for someone to say no. And it's time for the taxpayers, the people of this community, the people of every community, the people of the state, the people of the country to say, enough. It's time to remind them that they have people who are going to hold them accountable.
They have a duty
and
to
in order to be in those
ROI.
offices, we need to remember, as the people who are running for these offices, the people who want to lead, you're not a celebrity, you're a servant. Those are two things that they've forgotten. You're not a celebrity, you're a servant, and this isn't your freaking money. You have no business spending it without consent. If I spend your money, if I take your credit card and I spend on it right now, I'll go to jail. Mm-hmm. If I'm in the government and I take your money and I spend it without your consent, too bad.
Oh, I get in trouble for complaining about it.
You get in trouble for complaining about it. So here's
we're supposed to allow that, right?
Here's what has to come back is a level of discipline, not just in the government level and accountability and transparency at the government level. It's the obligation of the voter to hold these people accountable. Where are all the other people running for office right now? Where are they going to the record saying, this is my covenant with you? This is what I'm going to do.
Is his volume up loud enough? Can he say it louder?
I love politics. I've loved politics since I was a kid. I'm fascinated by it. I think the miracle of America is that we as a people have a choice. We as a people can affect change. Every vote matters until we're told that it doesn't, until we become disenfranchised, until we abdicate that responsibility and say, here's my credit card, go spend.
Nothing's ever going to change. Is the thing you're going to get. Nothing's ever going to change.
That's exactly right. And it won't change if you keep having that attitude. But if you demand change, if you demand, I will not put you in office. I will not allow you to represent me. I will not allow you to make decisions on my behalf with my money unless you make a covenant to me, a promise that says you'll do this.
That has to start at the most local of levels. Too.
It starts local and it goes to state. It goes local, county, state. And if they will not make that promise to you and they will not go on the record,
vote them out,
saying that this will happen, promising you that this is what's going to happen. It may not happen exactly as I say it will. It may not happen exactly as we want it to, but it will absolutely. The destination is here. We're going there. It may be hard. It may suck, but we are absolutely going to get there. And when we do, it'll be better. We all agree. We want this. We need this. It has to happen. If someone's not going on the record right now and saying this, I don't care about the feely, touchy. I'm so kind. I'm so wonderful. I just want you to feel good. No. It's going to kind of suck to get to the destination that we want to get to. It's going to be hard. You're going to hear things you don't want to hear. You're going to learn things you don't want to learn. But at the
You're
end
going to
of
hear
the
the no.
You're going to hear a no. But at the end of the day, when a young woman is in a tragic place in her life, and she's beat within an inch of her life and has staples on her head, and she's been abused in every conceivable way she can be abused, and she's isolated and alone, she's not, because we are here. We will save her. When there's a couple that a year ago had to go out in the park to pick up sticks to afford their medicine and their power at the same time, we will save them. We will say no more. This will not happen again. No more. As a community, we will not allow it to happen.
And if it does, there will be accountability.
There will be accountability. There will be consequences.
It will change.
And this will happen. Yeah. That is a covenant that needs to happen. There's a promise to the people that they represent. That is and I don't mean idle promises. I don't mean we'll go forward together. We'll do this. We'll do that. I'm so kind. We're going to be amazing.
I don't want to buy any of those bumpers.
I don't give two fucking shits about that. What I care about is, here is the relationship that I have with this person. He promised me this. She promised me this. I am really confident it's going to happen. And here's why I'm confident. Because they show me every step of the way the progress that they're making to help me. To help my friends. So that this never happens to these people again. I see them fighting for me every day. They're not the hero. They're the person, I'm the hero for getting them in office. I'm the person that's putting the champion. They're my champion I'm putting out there. They're not the hero. They're the person that takes the hits for me. I'm the champion for putting them there. I'm their sponsor.
So for whatever it is you run for, here's what I'll say. I will invite whoever it is that is planning to run against you in whatever capacity you're running.
I hope to God
I will give them a platform to listen to the things that you've said and to say, he's right, he's wrong.
Put him in his chair right next to me, and let's make a promise. And when they do, if they do make the same promise, and I bet they won't, or if they do, they will ask them how they're going to do it. And because it's important that we get actionable steps, not pie in the sky nonsense. I want to know how they're going to do it, and if they're better, I'll vote for them. I want the best solution for the people.
So city and county residents in Evansville and the surrounding areas, here's the challenge. Travis and I have touched on the lack of real debate. The political system locally, regionally, county-wise is completely broken. We should be having these conversations year-round. We should be vetting people. We should be preparing people on issues. They should understand where the community is, what we're going to require from them when they're elected. And the fact that we don't have and Joe, don't take offense to this, to the party you represent, but we don't have either political party that is willing to put people in an open conversation and to have these real conversations. And to rise, I mean, you're putting your neck on the line here because you are basically saying, here's what I'm going to demand out of myself. And Chad and Travis, I'm telling you, this is my declaration, this is what I'm telling you. And you've said on multiple occasions, Chad and Travis, you have the responsibility to hold me accountable
100%.
whenever I'm not doing the things that I say that I'm going to do. And you can bet your ass that will happen.
It needs to happen.
And not because you're not bigger than me and you can whoop my butt, but
my money would be on Joe.
I have a video of you saying these things and like, tell me why this isn't happening. And here's what I know is going to happen. You're not going to be able to deliver in the timeline that you want to deliver. Some of the things that you have high aspirations for, you might not be able to achieve. But if I can look at you and talk to you every single day and know that you are taking that action every single day, or if you see something, we raise an issue to you and bring it to you're like, well, how are we going to fix that? And you bring the right people in the room and you talk about it. And I'm not talking about talking for talking's sake. I'm talking about like you need teams and you need a vision that will not take no for an answer. And that is the absolute lack of the vacuum of leadership that we have had for a long time. And I'm just going to say one thing that's going to sound like a rabbit hole. Our education system, locally and abroad, has completely hamstrung us in this capacity. And it's the inability for people to sit across the table from each other, have a conversation, debate, disagree on things, do it in a spirited manner. Like our founding fathers, the people that brought us to this country, fought to death.
Can you imagine the amazing conversations they had in these spaces?
I mean, let's just not even
furious with each other.
Let's not even
furious.
I mean, and then
get to the best solution.
Then go have a beer at a saloon or something. You know, it's like
they had these conversations in bars.
So we have to demand.
That's where they met.
We have to demand this level to bring the community back to where it needs to be.
Can I say something off the side of that? Not only that though, but I can't remember who told me, but somebody kind of raised up the idea that really the city of Evansville, on average, has the education of around a fifth grader. I think someone told me.
Well, all literature that's written for consumption is somewhere between 5th and 8th grade level.
That seems like a failure.
Well, in marketing, it makes sense. So if you're just marketing a message,
no, I mean the actual like populace. Like that's why the city may not know these things or may not be able to understand these things.
To kind of bring that into perspective, here's something that I find fascinating. I work with roughly round numbers about 100 agents are in my brokerage that I run
for real estate, right?
For real estate,
yeah.
So these people come from all different walks of life, all different socioeconomic statuses, and they serve our community and our surrounding communities. It is fascinating, and because I'm in the political space, they ask me lots of questions, which is always fun for me. I love it when they do this because I can go on, and I probably bore them to death sometimes.
I'm sorry I asked you.
Oh my God, why are you doing this? But one of the things that I hear most often is, thank you for doing the research. We just don't have time because we've got our kids. We're running all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm so busy making a life for our family that I just don't have time to have delved down into this. Help me understand. I've got a client who wants to understand why property taxes are this, or why Centerpoint is this, or why do I have to have this type of zoning, or how do I get around this particular issue? It's really nice to be able to give them information around that, because they don't have time to do it themselves. And I don't have any, I want to make sure that I say this in a way that is clear. I don't blame them for not knowing this. They're relying on people to come up with this information. It takes an enormous amount of time. Enormous amount of time. And I'm a nerd.
And discipline.
And discipline. But also, you know, most of my kids are out of the house. I have time. I mean, my wife would disagree.
Mine too.
Yeah, I mean, she would be strongly opposed to what I'm about to say, but I have time to delve down into this and do these deep dives to understand this. And I've been a huge political nerd since I was a kid. My parents were strong Reagan appreciators. My grandmother worked in the state of Illinois. She worked as Secretary of State in the state of Illinois. She loved the Democratic Party. So I had two very different perspectives that I was able to gain information and perspective on that was fascinating to me. Are you going to my grandmother's house? There's plates of the Kennedys sitting there on the wall. Boom, 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 boom. Here's all the Kennedy family. And you're like, okay. And then, you know, my dad is a finance guy and working to grow a business. And I remember him watching Clinton be elected and just being like, oh.
NAFTA, son of a bitch.
Oh. But I mean, it's one of those things where you're just like, these are vastly different perspectives.
Right.
But it created an interest in me that was like an ember, and that ember became a flame. That flame became an inferno, and now I want to know everything there is to know about it. It's a fascinating thing. It's my Super Bowl. Every election, Super Bowl, regardless of a state, local, federal. It is. I am just like,
You are a damn nerd.
oh my nerds. I nerd out in a worst way, because I want to understand it. I want to understand the levers that move things around in a political cycle, and how the narratives are created, and why they're created, and why things move the needle in one or the other. And I've been that way since I was a very small kid. I've always been fascinated. Not everyone is built that way. A lot of times politics is so polarizing. If you go into
Especially
my family,
now.
It's worse now. But that's the genius of these two camps. If they can keep you isolated, and you're a Democrat and I'm a Republican, or vice versa, we can't talk because ideologically, you're a bad person, I'm a bad person to you, and you can't have it. But the second we start dialoguing, we realize we've got more similarities than differences, and then we start questioning, why were we fighting? Why aren't we working together to get to the solution? Because we both agree that we need to fix this. We may have different approaches, but you know, I don't care what color you are. I don't care what religion you are. I don't care where you came from. Let's get to a solution that helps the most people with the least cost and the most benefit. Everyone agrees that that's a great thing, unless you have an agenda and unless you are working in a program that needs to self-sustain itself. Centerpoint's a monopoly. Monopoly don't want to be broken up. The government is a monopoly. It does not want to be broken up. The development of government does not want to be broken up because it makes a ton of money for the government.
I have a shameless plug, and I'm gonna say this right back to your levers that move things. I'm going to do a full disclosure here to any listener. I'm going to also clip this. Joe has not provided me with any money to be on this program.
I have not.
No one in his family, no one in his circles have provided me with money to create this program. Travis is working on bourbon and maybe some ham and potato casserole tonight, right now.
The bourbon was delightful. I'll tell you about the ham and potato.
And so again, the reason why we've done this, and I've not asked Joe for money, and if he offered me money, I want money from him just because I want to apply it towards creating more content and putting more people to challenge him in a seat. So I need people that watch this program to, if you want to see more conversations like this, if you want to demand local action and accountability and making our community better than it's been in a very long time, making it affordable, holding Centerpoint accountable, you can't You can't give your views and your subscribes and your likes to local channels who take money from the very same people that want to keep status quo in place. You have to challenge the narrative all the time, and that's what the old school journalism that we need. We absolutely have to have more people in these seats. We need to pay Travis more than in bourbon and ham and potato casserole. And quite honestly, Travis has a very short amount of time that he can spend with us, so we need more Travises.
And what I would, to augment that, I would say that you have an obligation to hold people like me accountable. It is a responsibility, and you need to be not obligated to a financial penalty if you do. There's a ton of people out there that believe in what you're doing. I'm one of them. And I'm thankful for what you're doing because it gives people, the public, a platform by which they can evaluate individuals. And anyone that's, I give all the credit and all the positive affirmation I can to Noah. Again, he's totally different on the political spectrum. He came here, sat in this very seat, and answered every question she had to the best of his ability. I respect that.
Yeah.
I absolutely respect that.
I applaud him.
Every single person that wants to hold office should be sitting right here. They should be unafraid to put themselves on record. That's the problem. The second that someone doesn't want to do that, that should be a red flag for everybody.
Yeah, why can't they answer these questions? Why won't they engage in these questions?
Well, 100%. But I have never sat down with you guys and said, here's the agenda, here's what we're going to do. I have no...
Quite the opposite. I've asked you multiple times, is there anything kind of a hot button that you feel is important? And I don't do that because I want you to come in and steer the conversation. I do that because there is a political thing that's going on out there, and I'm not dialed into all that stuff locally to know where the talking points are going and how people's emotions are being swayed and why they're thinking about voting. I mean, I should be better at paying attention to that, but I'm really just focused on bringing the right people to the conversation.
One of the things I love about this is an organic conversation. We're literally in a conversation. Mm-hmm. This organically happens. I never know where it's going to go.
We don't either.
I might think it's
the title was we're supposed to talk about energy, and I know we waited for like 2 hours.
There was something in there. I may think it's going here, but it goes everywhere. And
no clips.
I 100% love that. I think these conversations are necessary, not only because it helps percolate good ideas, it helps pollinate thought, and it challenges assertions, but because it puts people like me on the record.
Yeah.
I am now accountable to what I said today in whatever capacity I serve tomorrow. And it's the obligation of every listener, every person that actually pays. And please, when I say this is absolutely not self-serving. I have nothing to do with this program. I do not contribute, although I probably should.
No, you shouldn't.
He wouldn't take it. He wouldn't take it.
We probably wouldn't.
No, it's not a probably. I couldn't ethically do that and say, because if I have to hold him accountable someday, he can't be like, you still want that $3.50 I give you every month, Chad?
It'd be like taking money from Centerpoint and then people hoping that you fight them for it.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. But I think
you just can't. I
think there are people in this community that would find value in this, particularly as other candidates. And my suggestion to you guys as the people who are running this, Chad, solicit them constantly. Invite them. I have never felt attacked on this. And we differ. We have differences. But I've never felt attacked. You just want to understand my mind and where I want to go, what I want to do, and how I see things. You've never attacked me.
Oh, yeah, we don't do that.
And I respect that.
Do we do that after you leave? It's a little bit.
I'm sure there's a lot of talking about me after I leave.
No,
but
you can be assured that I would never say anything behind your back that I wouldn't say right to you.
Oh, I know this.
And that's just the
100%.
way it is. So.
Whether I see you outside, as I walk in the front door, or we're here on camera, it's the exact same Chad, it's the exact same Travis. What I would say is to everyone that is looking to run for office or represent the people, come here. It is a safe place to express your ideas and your vision for what you want to do. I mean that sincerely.
I appreciate that.
And the reason I want them to do it is because they need to get on record for the people.
100%.
This is a promise. Everything I say here, I know, I am fully aware that this asshole and that asshole will come and hunt me down and say, look, you said you were going to do this, and you said you want to do this, and this was your covenant to the people.
Did two assholes make a right?
And yet,
wait, I don't know.
Here's what you did, which is exactly the opposite. I need that. There's accountability that comes with promising something. That is a very important thing. And we've forgotten that. When JFK came to Evansville and said, I'm going to do this. When Ronald Reagan came to Evansville and said, you need to do this. When we saw people in debate saying, this is what needs, this is where we are, this is where we need to go, and this is how I'm going to do it. It was a means of holding them accountable. To get to know them, understand them, form a relationship with them en masse. This is what needs to happen for every single person. So please, if you're looking for office, if you're looking for some leadership position to represent the people, please get involved with an organization like this. They are welcoming. They will not attack you. They will challenge you. And you should be prepared. If you're going to be in these seats, if you're going to lead people, be prepared to be challenged, because that's healthy.
Well, here's the ultimate challenge that most people that run the current apparatus don't want to be heard. And this is my thing that'll get me in trouble today moment. But
just one? Just one? That's astonishing that we have one.
You've said most of the things. I'm just kind of listening and whatever, but there is no excuse for us not having a robust conversation and an open dialogue and political debate going on in this city all the time. Not 2 weeks before not a month before the election, not a whatever. Are we getting a page in the newspaper saying Joe is a great guy, he's a family guy, he does this, he's running this business, he's blah 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 blah. Like, who really gives a crap about any of that?
Not anybody.
This is about taking the power away from the right versus left political divide. We're going to control the narrative and what you can talk about political divide. It's mine and Travis's role, I believe, in this, to change the narrative to the point where the community can feel like we are now in control of what we are talking about.
Media. And the media has
been sold out for
this.
It's been sold out for decades.
They become a propaganda machine.
And I like several local media people. Mike Blake, I'd love to sit down and do a podcast with him.
Mike Blake is amazing. If you want to run into Mike Blake, go to Cork and Cleaver on like a Wednesday. He's there. I see him around, and I just haven't had the round table. He and a bunch of community people get together.
He always comes up to us, me and my wife, and like his friends are trying to get him out of the room, and he'll just like engage in conversation. Next time I see him, I'm going to formally invite him.
He cares.
Oh my God.
He cares about this community. He cares about every single person. He takes time.
He's one of the most genuine people I've ever met.
He is an amazing individual. He is a perfect working example of what this community represents. And I applaud that. He's done an amazing job. People love him because he cares. He will sit down and talk to you as long as you want to talk.
Yes.
And that is a magical thing. And this is a man who spent his entire life talking to people. That's the relationship building that every politician should have. Yeah. Every leader should have that. They should say, Chad, what do you need to talk about today? Because I promise you, when my shareholder that I work for shows up to my office and says, hey, I need 5 minutes, like everything on my desk goes away. Tell me what you need.
Yeah. Yes.
She will walk into my office, and I love this woman. She is an amazing individual. She's one of the most fair, and I learned a lot from her. I thought I'd known there would be no surprises in business. I thought there would be nothing that I hadn't seen before. But I went into a business where it's 100% relationship based. I went from numbers to people. It's fascinating. It's a fascinating transition, and it's one of the healthiest things I've ever done in my life.
It's where all the power is.
It's
really?
where the
Money
power
is just a thing.
But it's also
relationships, really,
where it matters the most. You're in real estate, you're being entrusted with the largest transactions most of the people will ever have in their entire life. Mm-hmm. It's the biggest transaction. It's the most money they're going to spend in their life across the longest period of their life. It's where their family is going to live. So it creates the necessity for relationship building. They have to trust the person that's guiding them through this process. When I came into this business, I thought it was one thing, and then I learned it is this. It's a fascinating, and I think every single political figure should have an experience similar to this, because it transformed me. It changed me. It drastically changed my perception of how you do business, of how you relate to people, of how you serve as a leader. And my example of that is my boss. Her name is Jenny McBride. She owns a significant portion of the brokerage I run for her. And she represents the shareholders. Very strong woman, very smart. I could put her in any boardroom I've ever been in, and she would hold her own easily. Ironically, in a weird tangent, my entire life is surrounded by very, very strong women. Very strong. My mother is strong, my sister is strong, my wife's strong, all these things. Jenny's no exception. Very strong. And she shows up to my office and says, I need 5 minutes of your time. Do you think for 1 second I said, oh, I'm working on a thing. I've got something on. No.
I think you hung up on me last week when she walked in the door.
I'm sure I probably did. Gotta go. Shareholders here. My boss is here. So when a voter comes up and talks to you, they're a shareholder. They are a concerned shareholder. They absorb your entire attention span. Travis, tell me what's going on. What can I do to help you today? She calls me or comes in my office or whatever interaction we have, and she always starts the same way. Do you have a minute? And she's legitimately asking. And because I said, I'm really covered up. I've got an emergency. I'm doing it. Okay, I'll come back. That's happened 1, maybe 2 times in the entire years that I've worked for this woman. She'll call me at 7 o'clock at night or something about some issue that's going on. Do you have a minute? Yeah. I work for you, Jenny. I have a minute for you. I serve you at your pleasure. So I absolutely, not only do I respect the fact that she's appointed me to the position of significant responsibility, I respect the fact that she's asking me. This is a two-way street. We've forgotten that as voters. We don't have that same reciprocity. We are required to kiss the ring of the leadership of city, county, state, federal.
That's why I've never been that good at
I don't believe in this. I believe in saying, you know what? We have this backwards. There are concerned shareholders. When they show up, we have a responsibility to say, oh, what do you need? How can I help you? I work for you. How do I help you? When, as a police officer, someone stops me on the street or flags me down, hey, I need something. Do you think I say, I'm busy. Sorry, don't talk to me. I'm doing something. No. Hey, Chad. Hey, Travis. What do you need? How can I help you today? Because I'm a servant. It literally says it on our car. Protect and serve. Mm-hmm. We forgot the serve part, that they serve us. We elect them. It's a public service. Servant leadership is a very real thing. We've forgotten that. We need to get back to this. It's incredibly important that we as voters require our leadership to serve us in our best interests.
And you've landed us back in the education conversation again.
Let's not get absolutely in there, go back to the education.
We have to teach that.
The issue that we have is in our current situation in education, we don't have people teaching civics. We don't have people teaching pride of country. We don't have people teaching how this country started and what it was designed to do, how it was built on the examples of Greece and Rome and the greatest republics that the globe has ever seen in history. We are the greatest. We're the culmination of so many civilizations, and we've forgotten it. We have Evansville
in a relatively short period of time.
Well, it's
only 250 years old. We need to.
If you have pride of place, pride of people, pride of country, it's very hard for the political apparatus to get in the way of that.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you
again, you came back to education.
There's something my grandfather used to say.
I'm going to be in the education business at some point if you didn't already know.
Oh, I'm sure that's 100% true. There's no question in my mind. But my grandfather used to say something, and he was a devout Catholic his entire life. He's one of the most interesting people I've ever met. He was certifiable genius. His mind was always working on something. There's nothing he could. I truly believe there's nothing he couldn't solve. He sat me down one day. We're working on something at his house, and I would go up there periodically for holidays and whatnot. And he used to have this old chair, this green chair, sat really low to the ground because he was not a very big person. And He was
How
had
did
lived.
that work out?
I don't know. He lived kind of a rough life, right? So I mean, he'd been in wars and had this amazing stuff, and he had this room that he had all his stuff in, and we were up there doing something. He asked me to help him move a chest or something, and for one reason or another, we were talking about religion and how important a moral compass is, and how important God was in his life. I don't know if I've ever told the story to anyone.
I don't know.
Actually,
So
I don't know that I've ever in my life. I don't
We're
know.
allowing you more time because you've just opened up a door. That
I honestly don't know that I've ever told the story to anyone in my
here we
life. Not even my family, my parents. But he was talking about places he'd been in his life and dark times and great times. And he said, when I was a kid, they used to call me Joey. And he said, Joey, let me tell you, the greatest trick the devil ever wrought was to convince the world he didn't exist. Mm-hmm. It's the same with government. We're here to help.
Supposed to.
No. We're here to help. That should wreak terror across your consciousness. The government is unrestricted power. You give them unrestricted power to create a solution, and you're required now to endorse that solution. We should never be powerless with our government. That's the design of the creators of our country. These people were rebels. They were the roughest of the rough, and they were the staunchest believers in independence because they came from countries that oppressed them. And I don't care what color you are, what religion you are, where you came from, how you got here. Believe in our country, love our country, protect our country, protect our people. The end.
You have to assimilate. You have to get involved. You have to want to be here. I mean,
You have to be a contributing member, and you have to want to be. Some of this kills me to say it, and it really infuriates me in a lot of ways. But the proudest Americans are the people that have immigrated here.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
They are the most amazing, proud people to be here.
Well, we said with Alfonso Vidal.
They've come from horrible circumstances. Yeah. And Alfonso's a friend of ours.
Very close friend. He told us a story.
He's been on here. Yeah,
harrowing story.
There's some funny stories I could tell you about giving him a hard time about his imprisonment. He did go through some horrible situations. Do not get me wrong, and they came out of an oppressed situation.
He uses that against his kids, though. He told us, he was like, "Yeah, but when were you last kidnapped?" He said that multiple times.
Oh, we give him a hard time. Constantly.
This is filibuster. This is like a few words. He's like, "This conversation's over."
In his friend story, in his friend group, and we have this circle of friends. We're like, "Are you going to tell us the kidnapping story?"
Yeah, hear that one again.
We've heard it.
You're not using that one today, buddy. Not today.
You are 100%
You're here today.
Fine.
You're fine.
You are just fine. But there is responsibility. It's true. The greatest trick the devil ever wrought was to convince us that he didn't exist. The government is not here necessarily to protect you. It's here to protect itself. We have a responsibility as voters, as a people, to protect our liberty, to protect accountability, to protect transparency. And the second that's told, we're told that that's inappropriate or that's wrong, or we should agree with a certain thing because they tell us, that's a wrong thing. That's completely the antithesis of how our country and how our civilization was created. We are required as a people to question everything. Science questions everything. There's no settled science. There is no settled truth when it comes to moving forward in progress and creating a solution. There's always a better widget. We need to constantly be pushing forward for the better version of ourselves, of our community, of our society, of where we are today. And we have forgotten that. And our leadership tells us, we're going to get you there. Just trust the process. We're moving forward together. No, we're not. No, we are not. We are going in the direction you tell us that is the right choice, which is often leaving people like this wonderful young woman who was left to die. And she would have if these people hadn't gotten involved. If, for whatever reason, Noah hadn't gotten involved, Phil hadn't gotten involved, these officers on the street that did not know her at all, did not care, did not sit down and say, how do we help her? And we did. We had this conversation. How do we help her? How do we get her into a place where she is not going to not exist tomorrow?
Well, hopefully stories like this and conversations like this, bringing light to Noah's actions, his willingness to talk to you, bringing light to Chief Phil Smith's actions.
And Diana's.
His willingness to talk to you, Diana's willingness to, all of you working as a team on just one person. I mean, one person is one person, and it's happening everywhere. And so creating that repeatable work together is hard work. I mean, they had to take personal time away from their family probably and answer calls at times that they weren't.
Did.
So I mean, there's complete sacrifice in all those things, and regardless of party, regardless of whatever, so you're a Republican. I think Diane's a Republican. Noah and Phil are both working under a Democratic flag. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You're serving the people.
You know what mattered is they saw this person in desperate need.
And they were a person.
And
saw them as a person. They
had a desire to help. The end.
Yeah.
They didn't let their political ideology get in the way. They didn't let circumstances get in the way. They said, we are going to help. The end. I am on the opposite side of the political party. They didn't know this girl from anybody. We see 20 of these people a night. When I'm on Common, we see 20, and in Evansville, it's probably more. They had no reason other than, hey, I want to help this person, and I see a chance. No reason. I don't care what party you are. I don't care where you're from. I don't care anything about that. You want to participate in helping people? We're on the same team. The end.
Well, we've said it a bunch of times. We've said it a bunch of times, and I firmly believe this to be true. Our friends on a fellow podcast, my very good friends, uses the term "iron sharpens iron," and iron is not a political divide. Iron is not a Republican or Democrat. It's two people working together, working together for the greatest good in our community, regardless of party. And I mean, I think that's a testament. That story is a very strong indication of what I believe you are trying to bring to the area, the city of Evansville, in whatever capacity. I look forward to hearing more of these stories and ultimately, hopefully, forcing other people other than Noah to sit down and sharpen iron with iron. Like, throw the party down for a minute. It doesn't mean you don't have to disparage them, but just put away the party stuff. Let's talk about topics that really will move the needle in the city of Evansville.
What do you as a candidate, what did you as a leader stand for?
I will vote for a Democrat tomorrow if they can come onto the program, have a conversation with you, not agree with everything that you're saying, but like let's spar, let's work together to make this happen. Let's do this. Let's sharpen each other here. Let's work together and do this. We have to have that balance. There's no system on the planet that works if all Republicans are in power all the time. There's no system.
There's a balance and a counterbalance. That's how this has to work. That's how it's designed to work. I can tell you of a situation, and I use Noah as an example because it's a great one. He's on the opposite side. I'm on this side. He's on that side. Great example, but a good human. There was a situation where there's legal issues, there's all these things happening. I called him up. Said, hey, this is where we are on this particular issue. I know you're constrained by legal constraints. There's things going on. There's this happening, and this is the benefit. If you would just do this, if you will reach out and do this one thing, it will impact this particular situation in an extremely positive way because this is what's happening because you're not. He took that information, thanked me for it, and took action. A positive reaction. I mean, I'll be emotional about it because I know the family that was impacted by this, and it's significant in a huge way. He did something this week that impacted this family in a positive way, even though it was hard for him to do. It's inconvenient in a lot of ways for him to do it. It created controversy in his agency to do it. He did it anyway, because it's the right thing to do. We are politically different. We are going for the same positive goal. I will work with that person. I will endorse that person. I will be happy with this person because he has proved to me over and over again that he wants good things for the community. He will do things that are inconvenient, unpleasant, and even hard to accomplish a positive goal. That's someone I can get behind. When I see that, I don't care what party you're from. I don't give two shits what party you're from. You want something positive for this community. You want to work with someone. And I have no political power at this point in my existence. I make a call. He takes the call. He takes action. He considers all the things I've said and he takes action. Because he has a moral compass that says this. I need to do this. I didn't think about it in this way. Let me correct this action. That is a powerful thing. When I see these things, that makes me believe in him. Even though we're different, we have different ideologies. He's doing good things. And that makes me think we can do more of these things. And we can meet more in the center. And we can create more positive things happening for the community and the people that are in here. That is the leader that I want to be. I want people. My covenant to you, my covenant to people, everyone listening, my covenant to the history that this is creating is that when you choose to put me in power, if you choose to put me in a leadership position, I will consider every single side of a situation. When someone calls me, I'm going to take that call. I'm going to say, you know what? I didn't think of it this way. Thank you for bringing this to me. This matters. I'm going to get in the way of something bad happening so that I can affect a positive change right now. I'm gonna move heaven and earth to make this happen, even though it's politically inconvenient, even though it is going to cause me problems, even though I have to have hard conversations to justify why I'm doing it. I'm going to do it right the hell now because this person needs it, and it will change the trajectory of their life in a positive way. That is my covenant to everyone who will ever vote for me to put me in a leadership position. That is the covenant that every single person here should make, and I can tell them authoritatively how I will do those things. We exist in an ecosystem, in a political world where we are so bifurcated by ideology. If you are this, then you are this. If you don't believe this, then you are this. If you support Trump, you are this. If you support, I don't even know who's going to be on the Democratic ticket. There could be any number of different people. Then you're this. If you believe this, then you're all these things. If you think women shouldn't be in you think men shouldn't be in women's sports, then you're this. If you don't support this, then you're this. They have done such an amazingly effective job of separating us and dividing us as a people that we have forgotten that you are a person and you matter, and that everyone's going through a struggle that we can't understand until we sit down and have a conversation, and that nothing will happen in a positive way until we say, you know what, you actually matter. I want to create a solution that solves your problem. How do we get to that place? We get so locked in, so ideologically focused. And I hate this about the Republican Party. I hate this about the Democratic Party. It sickens me. Well, if you're not a Trump supporter, then we won't vote for you. Well, don't vote for me. If you're not a Democratic supporter, whoever the candidate happens to be, then I won't vote for you. Then you're this, or this, and you're a horrible human being. No, that is not true. I am for the most benefit for the most people because I care about the people, because I have a relationship with every single person. I'll take your call. My cell phone number is 812-319-5762. Call me. It will not change when I'm in office.
Well, you're not paying me, but when you want to have those conversations, you can come into our venue.
Please.
I want to commend you on your testimony there. I mean, that was a fantastic kind of vision of what I hoped for with United Divided. The political divide to me is a construct. It always has been a construct. And when I said an hour or two ago, whenever I said the Republican Party and the Democratic Party I don't know if it's intentional, and if it's all fake, but it really is. It feels like people are divided amongst. You said, anti-Trump or anti-whatever or pro this or pro that. Forget that. Most people are alike most of the time. If you went out to dinner with any given person at any given time, you're probably going to find many more things in common than you will ever find that not in common. And so if the political divide is a construct simply to keep us distracted and afraid or angry or whatever, we're not actually moving towards any solutions. So we're talking about topics. We're talking about solving problems. We're not talking about we want all the Republicans to win here. Quite frankly, if a Republican's not doing a good job, they need to get booted out of office just as quickly as they got put in office. And so that's my promise. That's what I want to bring. I think you're doing a great job of making, whether it's a political conversation that you're having right now and this is part of your campaign, what I'm saying is you're willing to address the topics, really to give your opinion on how to solve things. You're willing to invite people with your cell phone number to a room and have those conversations, and I commend you on that. At the same time, I want to get Travis home to his lovely family, so he comes back. I
always feel so bad for Travis, by the way, because he's over there just like doing his thing, making all this magic happen.
He loves it.
And for the people out in internet world, Travis is the technology genius that makes all of this happen. Chad is doing what Chad does, but Travis, thank you.
I have a vision. I have a vision for what I hope to see in the future, and Travis is one of those people that can build the blocks and help solve the problems along the way. And I wouldn't do what I'm doing right now without him, and hopefully he feels the same in some capacity with me. Hopefully we can both convince his wife to let him come back next week. So that was for you, Katie. Please let
Katie. Thank you so much for letting.
My wife's going to send him home with a care package this evening.
That helps. The brownie helped the other day.
We don't have brownies this week.
I know, but
we got some pretty good stuff in there.
Hold on. There's food involved here because I've come here hungry.
Hey, you're not paying me, dude. So no, you're not coming in and getting food. No.
Apparently, we're all going to go to Stockwell in the near future. So
yeah, we do need. So
that needs to happen.
Look, I think we should do like a public meetup.
Honestly, that would be amazing if you guys did a public meetup of all the people that are involved in listening, all the people.
I don't care if it's 3 people, 5 people,
100%, or 500 people.
I don't care.
But ultimately, it benefits the organization that we patron. I promise you, I'll be there.
Okay.
100%, I'll be there. Tell me the time, the date, I'll show. Okay. But invite other people. Invite the other side. Invite everyone. Well, they might not, but
I'm just kidding.
But
I think Noah would come. Phil Smith might come.
Probably show. Noah will show.
They like coffee and donuts, though, man. You know those cops. Oh wait,
oh yeah. But he's Noah is a very interesting individual.
Yeah.
He wants to participate in people's lives. He wants to help. He's in this business. And what he does, by the way, I commend this. Chief Smith, Phil Smith, I've known him for a long time. He's an amazing individual. I mean, his heart is enormous for this community.
Smile bigger than
you are around him and you're happier for being around him. But Noah also, these two people, they do a job that is absolutely, you paid me $1 million, I wouldn't do their job.
No.
Their job is absolutely the worst job ever. And they do it and they're thankful for it and they love serving. And I just want people to understand, and I mean this wholeheartedly. I'm in law enforcement. I'm an officer. I do street patrol. I do not have the purview, and I do not have the responsibility that they have. They have to take care of all of us. There is a weight that comes with that is almost unbearable, and I'm thankful for them and their willingness to pick that up and go with it, because it's hard. It is so hard. The things that they have to see, the things that they have to go through, the decisions they have to make, I don't know how they do it. I do not know how they do it. It's so hard. They are literally making life and death decisions for our community, and no one gives them credit for this. Our prosecutor, Diana Moore, makes life and death decisions. She is literally our defender. She protects us. She's the highest law enforcement agent. She's the highest law enforcement officer in our community. And no one's giving her the appropriate amount of credit for the horrible, horrible things she has to see, hear, and then litigate on our behalf. And I just wanted to thank them for this, because it is a sacrifice. You cannot sleep. I work 12 to 20 hours a month in law enforcement. The things that I've seen, the things that I've done, the involvement that I've had in this community, the horrible situations you see just with kids and families and victims, it keeps me up at night. And I get the privilege of leaving it. It's not my full-time job. These people choose to make this profession every single day. And I am so thankful that they exist and that this is their calling. So please, people that are watching this, understand how hard that job is and be thankful that they exist, because if they didn't, I don't know what we would do. Yeah. But outside of that, our political leaders, it's a hard job too. I don't take anything away from that. I criticize them constantly because they're not making the decisions that I think they should make. They're not being responsible or accountable. But I do think they try and make decisions they believe are the right decisions, but they're doing it in a vacuum, devoid of responsibility or accountability and transparency. That doesn't make me feel good. They've forgotten that there's a level of responsibility serving leadership. So I would love to have a situation where we go to a Stockwell Inn, we go to an environment, we go to a Casey's Dugout, which, by the way, shout out to Casey's Dugout. Those people are amazing. I have never felt more welcomed in an establishment than when I walk into that place.
I've known Casey for 30 years.
Amazing family, amazing dude. He's doing just the surrounding community that he's built around his establishment. I've never seen someone that's been as giving as Casey is. Yeah. He's just amazing.
I don't see him very often. When I do, he hugs me like we.
My God!
We saw each other last week, and I haven't seen him probably in a year or 2 years.
This guy has the ability to make you feel like you are his best friend every time you see him, and it feels amazing. And thank you, Casey, for doing that. Thank you for your organization.
Also, not giving us any money.
All the things.
Ron, Casey.
Come on.
Thank you for all.
There's a long list of advertisers.
But honestly, the things that he's doing in the neighborhood and the community that he exists in. He's changing the face of the neighborhood and the community he exists in by participating. Same way that Diana, same way that Noah, and the same way that Phil do. Thank you. We need more of these people. These are community leaders. All we ever do is give them the criticisms. We don't give them any of the praise.
It's part of the job.
It is part of the job, but it's the sucky part of the. It didn't used to be part of the job. We used to revere police officers. We used to respect them. We used to respect business owners.
Politicians used to shoot each other in the street.
No,
it's not exactly that.
Politicians are totally.
This is a short window of time.
Politicians.
He'd say Aaron Burr.
I'm just saying, our purview of what is the norm is not quite exactly.
Politicians may deserve what they've got.
Your point is taken. Your point is taken.
What I want to do is, I think it would be amazing if you guys did that. I would love that. I think the community would love it. Please do it. I would support it 100%. I think that might be the start of a transformational process. Yeah, I think that'd be awesome.
Well, so anybody that's wanting to participate in that or talk about it, or I would love to have.
You never attack. You question, and you push. I want
smart people. I want smart people working on topics that. It might be in my pay grade, might be well above my pay grade, might be something I'm interested in. I'm not fully knowledgeable on all sides, but like we need the best of the best butting heads and sharpening each other and making our community better. We do not survive as a community without that.
I had a conversation with a political leader. True story. In my party, political leader, highly placed, well respected, and he said, "I've been invited on this podcast. I feel like I'll be attacked." I said, "It will not happen."
Have we ever attacked
on here?
It's hot, yeah. And
have we ever attacked anyone?
And I specifically said, "Look, I'll even go on it with you.
I'll go have coffee with whoever it is. I don't care.
I'll go on with you." And I would immediately stop it if it. But
it's just not going to happen.
It will never happen.
It's just not going to happen.
It will never happen.
No.
I said, what you will do is be put on the record and then held accountable to whatever it is you're saying. And
when I say I completely disagree with what you're saying right now,
and that's perfect,
and that's fine,
and
you can prove me wrong.
But that's healthy.
And I'll wear the shirt.
But it's healthy to have debate. It's healthy to disagree.
We have to.
When you're in a vacuum, nothing is going. Nothing good happens. Nothing productive happens. But this person, I think, will probably eventually come on here, and I think they will be very.
Now
awesome.
he's just teasing. I feel he's teasing us, Travis.
He'll probably tell us off the record.
I probably will.
Well, then I might apply some light pressure around the edges. You never know.
But I think this would be very good. I think more people need to feel comfortable coming to environments like this. And this is, honestly, I would say this is one of the healthiest environments I can go into to express what I want to have happen in the future. Because it puts me on the record. You guys hold me accountable. You guys challenge my assertions, which happens all the time. And it's good. It makes me better.
Well, please thank my wife.
Oh my God!
So
that woman there. So Alfonso says something.
She's a special woman to deal with me.
Fact.
That's true.
I'm a lot.
That's 100% true. Alfonso, you were talking about him earlier. So he says something. There's two kinds of people in this world. There's saints and saint makers. She's the saint. You're the saint maker.
That's interesting. I like that.
It's 100% true.
I love you, man. Thank you for agreeing to come and talk.
For having me.
We've kind of informally agreed to talk every couple weeks.
Yep.
You've informally agreed to have other people on here to have conversations. You're welcome to push people my way to talk together. However we do that. Again, these conversations are necessary so people know we are hopefully in the next week or two going to have a different venue, so it might not be at the house.
When is this going to happen?
Well, I'm looking for. I keep
teasing it for.
I know.
Okay, well, so
it's the beginning of the year.
It's about revenue and it's about
cost.
So my idea right now is to take basically this entire studio minus the table and move it to a different spot. And the only reason that is because my wife does give up her house one night a week, and honestly, we need to be having many more conversations. And I'm not bringing people in here every night of the week. It's just too much for her. And honestly, I don't want to be on behind the camera all the time. I want other people coming in, leading conversations, taking on areas that they're super.
Do you have people that you're looking at for that?
There's a couple people, and the unfortunate part of it is it all comes down to money, and or volunteership. And I have a couple people that would work on an hourly basis. The problem that I see with that is just from a drive perspective and a whatever. It's like I'm doing this essentially for free right now. Like people are like Uncle Jerry is.
Thank you both.
Uncle Jerry's giving me money.
Thank you, Uncle Jerry.
Jeff is giving us money. I just saw Jason G today. I give them as much love and as many credos as I potentially can. At the end of the day, this is just about doing what's right.
It's a passion project.
It's a passion project, which doesn't make any money, and so
not usually, not for a while.
Well, no,
I know all about that.
Here's what I look at it this way. I like if every person in the community would just say, "I want a transparency project. I'm willing to pay $1 a month, or $10 a month, or $1,000 a month if I can afford it, because this is what we need to move the needle in our community." That's what I want. And if I get some little portion of that just for showing up and to organizing things, because I don't want to own it. I mean, at the end of the day, I want this to be something that is put into place that other people will do and hold future leaders accountable. That's what we need. That's what my grandkids need. That's what your daughter needs, and all of our families need. So I just appreciate you coming on, kind of leading the way to open the door for other people to come on. You're also going to raise the bar about the kinds of conversations.
This is a very safe place, and the investment that you guys put in here. I mean, people can't in internet world can't see the level of just simple fiscal investment that's here, but there is an enormous amount of technology powering all this. Travis has put this together. You put this together. I'm very thankful for it because this type of environment is incredibly essential to individual choice. There's no other venue that I know of that allows people to have a very transparent view of the people sitting in these chairs. There just isn't. I think that is a critical need. I think it's a drastically underserved need, and I'm very thankful for this. I can't imagine how many thousands of dollars exist in the studio right now to create this, and it is.
Somebody could write a check and we could duplicate it, and it'd be under 10 grand.
It'd be probably around 10. I would
So you heard it, 10 grand. Makes
10 grand. And
without me getting paid.
So, but what that 10 grand will do, will deliver another studio, and that studio will be available to foster.
And there's no rent in this studio, so
there is no rent in the studio.
Fair.
Joe, kudos, man. You keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Let's get on the calendar for the next one. Hopefully, we'll get another person to sit down and have an in-depth conversation like this. Would be fantastic.
I think having. I don't like existing in a vacuum chamber. I want to see challenge. I want to see debate. I want to see healthy exchange. So
we're gonna have to get a timer.
That's fair.
like
but someone from the
mediator or
other
whatever.
perspective,
Use one of the buttons over there.
someone from the other side of the aisle should be sitting here.
I need to save some time.
Excited about having a conversation and the dialogue that drives this discussion forward. That's what needs to happen. This chair is empty and it needs to be filled.
Yeah, I agree.
Find somebody. Someone out in the world, come here, sit here, let's have this conversation.
So me and Travis even pushed back on each other. He told me yesterday, or the day before yesterday, whatever it was. He's like, I think we need to shorten up the conversations and whatever. Like,
Well, I mean, you've been here for 3.5 hours.
No.
Today, so.
So here's the
this
only.
went by like that.
Here's the only thing I'll say about that. And once I said, well, people don't really get their guard down until you're just having a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and the bourbon is nice and whatever. And like you're pressured out because you're family, and that's 100%. They're number one. They always should be number one, and whatever.
Fact.
But I mean, so I feel like if we could have these conversations more in the middle of the day, a little earlier, like somebody could take and like let's do a lunch or something, or go do a cold plunge. And then do a 3.5, 4 hour podcast.
I cannot imagine doing this in a cold plunge. Oh my God.
I can get a couple waterproof candles and stuff.
My dream studio will have a cold plunge and several other devices.
I do cold plunge very regularly, but I cannot imagine answering questions in a cold plunge.
No, not in a cold plunge.
You want to talk about authentic responses? That's going to happen.
We're going to subtract a minute or add a minute in the cold plunge.
I almost died 5 minutes ago, and now I'm here talking to you.
My body thinks I died 5 minutes ago, but here we are sweating our butt off, and now we're going to cold plunge.
Yeah, that's right.
Can you imagine that moment? That'd be hilarious.
Like a sauna and a
cold plunge, and then a conversation.
Thank you, Optimize You, for providing.
It's a dream. It's a dream that I'm trying to run out of the studio right now. So thanks to everyone who has stood with us here and had this long conversation. I couldn't do it without viewers. People come up to me on an aside and pulling me aside like, I can't really talk about it a lot, but thanks.
That happens all the time.
Even those things are amazing to me. It drives me as much as the money, but the money is needed to create the podcast studio, to bring in talent at the level of Travis that can't just volunteer time all the time, and also like so I can bribe his wife to actually let him come a little bit more and not be sacrificing things without some payment.
Well, she's. I mean, it's a sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice.
You're sacrificing, Travis. You're sacrificing, and
you're sacrificing, obviously.
My wife understands that I'm in a political process, and while that annoys her in a lot of ways, probably she knows that I have a servant heart to try and help things.
She did sign up for it.
She 100%.
Our wives did sign up for it.
Yes. Travis is maybe not so much.
Well, I think he's in a negotiation process right now. We all are. Actually, marriages are always a negotiation process.
Oh,
it's always a give and a take. We could do a whole podcast.
I love my wife, so that's not even.
By the way,
let's start there.
What absolutely has to happen, and I am so remiss in saying that, this is the start of International Women's Month, and there's so many amazing women we could talk about. And I thank you all for your leadership, all for your participation, the support
Putting
that I
up
have
with
in
our
my life.
shit.
Oh my God!
No doubt.
First of all, Chad, yes,
Yes.
you,
A whole lot.
me, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
My God,
I own that boat, man. I'll go down with that ship for sure.
I mean, honest to God, the world spins because these women.
There's no
exist in our
doubt. We
lives.
wouldn't be here without them.
No.
There's no doubt about
My
that.
whole world spins because I have strong women in it. And I'm thankful for every single one of them. Every single woman that stands up and challenges me. Every single woman that's willing to do the hard things in life. Thank you, everybody, for that.
Brother, I appreciate it. Love you.
Thank you for coming out.
Travis, thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. I appreciate
It
it.
doesn't happen without you, Travis.
Anyone watching this, thanks for tuning in. We have a Patreon now at United Divided. If you want to subscribe for as little as $5 a month, you can do that. We have some generous people. I mentioned their names earlier: Jerry, Jeff,
Uncle Jerry.
and Jason. Sorry, they're all J's. So if your name starts with J, you should.
Those people start with J.
You should already be. Oh, this is right. Can't do that. But if your name starts with J, you should obviously be subscribing and donating if you can. If not,
Joshua earlier.
Just thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking. Thanks for sharing.
Yep.
We want to do more, and we appreciate your support.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Love you all.
Take care.
Take care.